Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. I hope you have a good day today attending this session. Our session will be from 9 to 1 p.m. and we have a break in between, maybe around 11 o'clock. We'll have a short break. And in between, hopefully we will be able to interact with each other. Okay. So the title is Understanding Emotional Intelligence. We will see what it consists of later on. For right now, just want to introduce myself briefly. My name is Kaire. You can call me Kaire. You can call me Dr. Kaire. You can call me Doctor, whichever is convenient for you. Yeah, like I was just sharing with Izwan just now. You can also call me KK. No problem. I am basically a lecturer, a consultant in management and human resource, facilitator in terms of training. I'm also a certified coach. I have written a book called How to Deal with Difficult Bosses. Okay, so if I have the chance later on, maybe I'll share with you the content. I am a certified NLP master coach from American Board of NLP. In terms of coaching, I am also an certified associate coach from Corporate Coach Academy. I'm also a certified hypnotherapy master practitioner from American Board of Hypnotherapy. That means I can help you with issues like stress and things like that through hypnotherapy. I'm also a certified 7-habit trainer. If you have gone through a 7-habit training, you will understand what I am talking about. And I will share some of those things also in the content. Now, for each of you, I have roughly your background, but because if I want to ask each of you to introduce yourself, it's going to take some time. So let's just do that. Any questions so far? You can talk or you can type in the chat. I can respond to that. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next one. This is where you have a choice. You have no choice. But you need to start talking or you need to start typing in the chat. What are your expectations from this training? I think it has been briefly described in the brochure when you register. But I just want to hear or want to know from yourself, what are your expectations? I would like to see at least 4 or 5 responses, please.
I want to know more about emotional intelligence.
Okay, you want to understand and know more about emotional intelligence. Very good.
Yeah.
Anything deeper than that? Anybody else? Not anybody else. Somebody else, please. I'm just writing this down. Yes, just now. Chan, both Chan. Anything? Can you share with us your expectation of this session? How to handle emotion from Shakrin? Okay, good. Such as stress. Okay, I've not included that, but I will include. Yeah, and then I'll tell you why I said that. Okay. No expectation. Oh, Chan, no expectation. Always good to pick up new skills. All right. So you think understanding emotional intelligence will be a new skill? Hopefully you can gain that. Yes, Chan. know how to handle difficult employee. Okay, especially their emotion. Very good. We'll do that. Want to know how to respond in a good way when people tells about their feeling with us. Okay. Response to people sharing their feelings with us. And if you can find people who can share feelings with you, that's good, because not many people wants to share, you know. Okay. All right. Anybody else? For those people who just joined in, we are just a couple of pages from the beginning. We are now asking for your expectations. Okay, now let's take a look. I have recorded here in terms of expectation. You want to understand about emotional intelligence, which is the topic. You want to know how to handle difficult employees with respect to their emotion. You want to understand about response to people when they share their feelings with you. And also you want to know how to handle stress, which I will add in. Wow, Daniel Coleman. Very good. Okay. Chi Kin saying that you are fascinated with emotional intelligence assessment. From the time Daniel Coleman wrote the book, I think there's a lot of advancement already in emotional intelligence, and we'll share some of that with you. Okay, so you have shared with me your expectations. Let me share with you this. Okay, by 1 p.m. at the end of the session, you are expected to have gained good understanding on emotional intelligence. So some of you have mentioned that you want to get some understanding. Yes. My wish is that you will get that. No? You will understand what emotional intelligence is, and that is actually the focus of this 4-hour session, to gain understanding on emotional intelligence. We will touch a little bit on applications, okay? Because if you just have an understanding without knowing the applications, you will not take home something that you expect to take home, right? So I will share with you some of them. I have not planned to include on stress, but I will do that now that there is a request. And as we go through what emotional intelligence is and the contents that we are going to share with you, you need to reflect on yourself. What you hear, what you listen, you need to reflect on how you can apply the knowledge and understanding to improve and develop yourself. Okay, so at some point I facilitate this, but at all times, as I'm saying this, you need to reflect. All right, you need to reflect yourself. In fact, in any learning, the best way of learning is as learn, you reflect. How to apply this? Is this the correct thing? If it is not correct, then you ask question. There is okay, differences in opinion is quite fine, no problem. So please do ask. And this is what I say next. To achieve what I mentioned above, participant needs to focus your ears, because it's mainly in voice here. Your eyes when you look at the screen, or if you can see my face, then you can see my expression. At this time, I am having a bit of difficulty on my voice. It was okay this morning, but I think I made a mistake. This is cold water. It makes it even drier, but that's okay. I used to have sweets in my pocket, but let me see why. Finished already. Okay, never mind. We'll see how. So you can see, you can feel that I am a little bit stressed because of the situation, but I will manage. So you need to focus whenever your minds start to wander away. Please focus it back. In adult learning, and that's quite normal. As I'm talking to you now, as you are reflecting, sometimes you're reflecting too far. You will think about what you're gonna have for lunch and things like that. That's quite okay, just as long as you come back to this meeting when you realize that you're awake. Okay. Then the next one is very important. When you have any question or any doubts, please do ask. And I don't mind you interrupt my session. And some people say, okay, I will ask at the end. And at the end, you'll forget to ask. Okay. So please do ask. And do make comments if you want to, please. If you think I made a mistake, please highlight it. I don't mind. And then the next one is to respond enthusiastically during discussion when being asked. So as you have already done that in the chat, I hope to hear more voices that you can talk freely, express yourself freely, and that's what this is all about as well. And I say that respond enthusiastically. That means whatever comes from your heart, you want to say it, please say it out. I have no problem with that. Okay, anybody has any question about the expectations, your expectations and my expectations as well? Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's address the fundamentals of emotional intelligence. This is the starting of the theory part of it. What is intelligence? Okay, listen very carefully. Intelligence is the ability to think, understand, and deduce. If any of these three elements is missing, then it is not intelligence. If you are just able to think, that's not intelligence. Okay, I think such and such. So that's not enough. The ability to think alone is not enough to constitute an intelligent. And then you need to understand when you see something like the sky is dark. While the sky is dark, so what? Then you are able to deduce. Okay, you are able to deduce. When the sky is dark, it is probably going to rain. Then that part of it, that you have intelligence in that aspect. Okay, so you know, this intelligence, I just want to share in my session. I'll be sharing with you some of my personal thing. You know, even a kid at 5 years old, my 5-year-old daughter, she likes to go swimming. So so when she wants to go swimming, sometimes I say, oh, it's going to rain. I mean, I don't lie. Normally, when I see the sky is dark, then I told her, see, it's going to rain. He said, no, the cloud is not very dark yet. It's not going to rain. So she can deduce now that looking at the cloud, you know, it's not too dark yet. It's not going to rain very soon. So even kid like 5-year-old, they can deduce. They can deduce that kind of thing. So it has some kind of intelligence. So just know about this. If you think you have some kind of intelligence, you are able to think, you are able to understand what you see, what you think, what you hear, and then you are able to deduce. Okay. The implication of what you see, what you hear, what you feel, and what you understand. Now, the other part of it, emotion. What is emotion? Okay, I say here feeling and reaction due to external and internal stimuli. Feeling and reaction. If you only have a feeling and you don't have reaction, in other words, you don't show it on your face, that does not constitute emotion. Emotion is something that people can see. Whether they understand or not is another matter, but they can see a reaction on your face. Again, I share with you an example. 2 days ago, when I came to the office, and I saw this guy. This guy is normally very jovial, smiling, and like to make jokes. But I saw him with a straight face. And I started talk to him, good morning. He says, good morning. Then I realized that he's not even smiling. And then I got to talk to him. And I will share with you later on the subject. And because I will share with you how you manage other people's emotion as well. Okay. So feeling, if you just have a feeling, I feel that, today is going to be a good day. That's just a feeling, right? But if you say, I'm feeling happy today, and you smile, then that is emotion. Okay. Now, emotion can be internal or external stimuli. External, of course, when you receive good news, for example, you're happy. When you receive bad news, for example, you're sad. Okay. And so external stimuli is quite clear, but there is also internal stimuli. This is very hard to understand sometimes. Suddenly, you see someone feeling angry. You can see the emotion, but you don't know the reason why he's angry. Okay, so that's from internal stimuli. Probably he or she is thinking about something, and then suddenly that triggers a feeling. Okay. Now, for those people who have spouses, sometimes that can be a mystery. You were talking very nicely, and suddenly the other side show an anger, and you don't know what triggers that. Okay, so that's called internal stimuli. Something that comes to their mind and it affects their emotion. All right. So when you combine those two, emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage emotions. Okay. The ability to understand and manage emotions. To understand emotion alone is not sufficient. You must be able to manage emotions. And a real emotional intelligent person is able to manage his own emotion and the emotion of others. And that is what I would like each of you to have at the end of this 4-hour session, that you are able to understand what emotion is and how you handle your own emotion and how you can handle other people's emotion. Okay? And we say managing the emotions of others means you are able to cope up with the other person's emotion, react accordingly, and when you are good at your emotional intelligence, you can also help the other person. Just like what I did to this person who had sour face in the morning yesterday. Anything so far? So you think you fully understand now what emotional intelligence is? Okay, Dr. Nisa. My voice is not so clear. Okay, I think some people are experiencing this. I tested a few just now. They say clear. We have from Izwan. Izwan, how is it now? Is it still not clear?
Still macam jauh sikit daripada.
Okay. Now, okay.
Macam kalau Encik Aman Ramli cakap dia dengar. Mungkin dia guna mic.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether that, okay.
I'm using the external microphone here. Jadi clear lah.
Yes, clear dengar.
Because nobody else is in the room, so I thought I will not use this. But let me check that, because you have given the feedback. Dr. Nisa also said she has a problem. Anybody else other than these two that deserves me wearing this earphone for 4 hours? Okay, let's try. Let me put my earphone. Okay. Okay, Wan, how is it?
Okay, better than tadi.
Oh, okay. So Nor Elmi says she's okay. Dr. Nisa? Are you okay? Oh, okay. So I'll wear this earphone. All right. So let's move on. Okay, let's look at this. Emotional intelligence. How many people say it is actually EQ or EI? So I want everybody to participate this in the chat. Please, you type EQ or EI for emotional intelligence. Both, okay. Some people play it safe, both. 1% say EQ. The rest, please, you need to
Betul
get your.
Dr.
Huh?
EQ dengan AI berbeza
I'm going to ask you first, which one you think
Okay,
is
okay.
emotional intelligence? Okay, EQ, both, EQ. Okay, I wait for a couple more. Looks like mostly say EQ, and some say both. Okay, you know the origin of this is when we talk about emotional intelligence, they say is EQ. But what is EQ? EQ is emotional quotient. Now, why they say EQ? Because intelligence is IQ. Your intelligence level, they say, is IQ. So intelligent quotient, where you measure how high is your intelligence level. I think it can be as high as 143 or can be as low as 45. So that's called IQ, intelligent quotient, which is a measure of intelligence. Now, because of the word intelligence there, and people say emotional intelligence, and they use the word EQ. EQ. That is how it starts. That's how it starts. And so EQ is actually emotional quotient. What is emotional quotient? If you measure your emotional intelligence, then you get EQ, the number. How high is your EI, emotional intelligence. So nowadays, when people refer to emotional intelligence in the literature or in talking, those people who are aware, they will use EI instead of EQ. So you know the difference there? So throughout this presentation, throughout this workshop, when I say EI, it means emotional intelligence. Okay. I differentiate between EI and EQ. EQ is the measurement of the level of your EI, and the correct way or form of emotional intelligence is actually EI. Anybody wants to make any comment on that? If you read all literatures, maybe they refer to as EQ. Got that?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, let's move on. What is this? Okay, so emotional intelligence is understanding of your own emotion, and also to complete that, you need to understand other people's emotion. Okay, so complete emotional intelligence. This is not even complete yet. So understanding your own emotion and understanding other people's emotion. That's part of emotional intelligence. And I add myself is understanding the environment. You will probably not be able to see in the literature about this, but for me, it is also important for you to understand your emotion, to understand other people's emotion, and you need to understand the environment on which those emotions exist. Okay. Because when you understand the environment, then you can fully understand how those emotions come about. That will complete your understanding about the emotion. And that's not sufficient. You must be able to manage your own emotion and other people's emotion for you to get the title of having emotional intelligence. So you will see that this being repeated, because to understand something, sometimes if you hear it once, you are not able to fully absorb. But I've mentioned this a few times. Emotional intelligence is to be able to understand your own emotion, to be able to understand other people's emotion, and to be able to manage those emotions. And here I put one other element is to understand how, in what environment those emotion comes in. Okay. So I just share this thing bit by bit. The guy who had not so smiling face yesterday morning. After I talked to him a little bit, I understand it is because of the new boss that he's having. Okay, the new boss that he's having. So there's some change in the environment. He used to be work independently, and then now he has a new boss. So something that does not does not jive. So he feels concerned. He feels stressed a little bit about that. Okay, so then I understand the change in the environment there, because change in emotion does not happen just like that. It could be external stimuli, which is the environment, but the one that's even harder to understand is the internal stimuli. It's your own feeling that suddenly comes out. So for you to be able to manage that, you need to understand that. At this stage, I want to ask, if you see someone angry and you really cannot figure out why he's angry, how do you understand his emotion?
I would ask him.
You would? You're the expert, man.
No, I'm learning.
Okay. Now, some people are afraid to do that, huh? Okay, someone else. How would you ask him if you see that he's angry? I think I want to start calling names now. See if I close the chat. I see participants. Afiqah, if you can speak. How do you ask a person when you see his face is angry? How do you ask him? Afiqah? Okay, Chloe. Is it Chloe? Can you talk? No? There's a name here called Layin. Or is it Fayin? Layin or Layin.
Doctor, there's a message in the chat from SM.
Yeah, okay, let me see. I can only see one at a time. So if I see participant, I will not be able to see chat. Let me see chat. I close this. Close this. Close this. Close this. And it doesn't want to close. Oops. Okay. Chat. Don't ask until see him cool down. Okay, that's one technique. Okay, we see someone is angry, don't ask, let him cool down. Okay, that's a good one too. This is from SM. Okay, one characteristics of anger. Okay, this is another lesson from how you understand emotion and how you manage it. Anger, you know what's the best medicine for anger? The best medicine for anger is time. The best medicine for anger is time. So when you see someone is angry, just give him or give her time. He will cool down. Cool down. And if you are angry yourself, how do you cool down? Just give yourself time. That's why some people say, if you are angry, just count from 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Two things happen there. When you count backward like that, you need to think. You cannot simply count 10 to 1 easily. If you count 1 to 10, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's not enough time for you to cool down. Okay. So the best medicine for anger is actually time. And Chikin says, maybe buy him coffee to cool him down, then chat. Okay, that's another one. Let's have a cup of coffee. This is exactly what happened yesterday with this guy. I said, let's talk. He says, no, there's too many people here to talk. I said, okay, let's go for lunch then. So he said, okay. Then we went for lunch. That's where we talked. That's also another way of doing it. Huh? Shakirin says definitely on what? Huh? Definitely on don't ask him until he cools down, or definitely on asking him to cup of coffee. Both ways work, okay? Now, if you do have to ask, I want to tell you first, this is how you don't ask, okay? Hey, why are you angry? Huh? Don't ask like that. Huh? Don't ask, why are you angry? Okay. In fact, in many cases, don't ask people why. Why are you not paying attention? Why are you guys not talking? Because the question that starts with why will invite a response of justification. The other person will attempt to justify why he is like that, why he's angry, why he's quiet, why he's okay. So just be. This is another one that you can learn. Just be very cautious. Or cautious means conscious. You must be very conscious when you want to ask a person why, because when you ask a person why, the other side will find a response just to make you happy or something that makes sense, even though it's not the truth. Okay, so avoid using the word, asking the word why. So how do you ask a person who's angry? So if you, first of all, you can make him cool down a bit, that's fine, wait, and then say, yes, somebody wants to say something? Now this may not sound very realistic. Okay, let me just read this first. Tell him I would feel the same way if something wrong happens to me, to start talk. Okay, if you know what is wrong with him, right? But if you don't, then it's somebody wants to say something, but it's not so clear to me. Okay, now I can understand how Izwan and Dr. Nisa feel, because when the voice is not clear, you can make it what's being said. Okay, if whoever is talking just now, anybody can hear her?
I think it was Afika, Dr. Rahman here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Maybe she was trying to say something. Maybe she unintentionally
Say something.
unmuted herself.
But could you make it what she said?
I can't.
Okay,
Maybe
so,
Afika can clarify.
Yeah, Afika, you can type in if your voice is not clear. It's okay. All right. So it says Siti says, tell him I would feel the same. If you know what's going on with him, then you say, I would feel the same. This is like empathy. We'll learn about empathy later. Now, what I was going to share with you is something may not be natural, but if you have used it, then it becomes a second nature to you. You ask, would you like to share with me, how are you feeling right now? Would you like to share with me what makes you angry? Now, you see the difference between asking, why are you angry, or what makes you angry? Then she will be more willing to share that. So that when someone is angry, of course, you let him cool down a bit and you ask. And another nature of anger is that people who are really in the angry mode, they don't have logics. So if you want to talk logics into them, it doesn't work. You say, hey, you know, if you do this, you will feel less angry. No, why should I do that? So just understand. This is another understanding of how to manage others' emotion, that you don't talk logics with them when they are angry. Just the best thing is to listen to them, because they will cool down. Okay, listen to them and respond lah with gesture, angguk kepala ke, say, yeah, okay, yes, but don't just keep quiet, because they think you're not listening. Okay, that's a little bit about managing anger if people is angry. So we will learn a little bit more about other emotions later. Okay, so again, emotional intelligence, complete emotional intelligence is understand your own emotion, understand other people's emotion, understand the environment in which those emotions happen, and then be able to manage those emotions. All right, let's move on.
Doctor, I
Yeah,
have a question.
yeah, sure.
Just now you said that the best medicine for anger is time, right?
Yes.
Okay, based on your experience, berapa lama time yang diperlukan untuk seseorang tu dia heal dia punya anger tu? It can be months, years.
Okay. Okay, that's a good question. Remind me to tell to share with you how you can manage your own anger using time. However, for others, yes, depends. Other people can be angry just for a short time, and then the next 1 minute you see him smiling and laughing. Now, I really admire those people who do that. You know? Some people who get angry very easily, they can cool down very fast also. Myself, when I was younger, okay, I get angry, very difficult for me to get angry, so I can maintain myself. But once I get angry, it will take, I don't know, days for the anger, the real anger to come down. Okay, so the real time is depending on the person. Okay, just to give you some ideas, people who are open, people who are you know, willing to share their things openly, people who are talkative, normally their anger doesn't last very long because they don't keep inside their themselves. People who are introvert, okay, people who like to keep things to themselves, and by now you know that by nature I'm actually an introvert. I get angry, not easy for me to get angry, but when I get angry, it will stay for quite a while. However, once I know how to manage that, it doesn't do that anymore. You know? I can manage my own anger very quickly. And so you have to gauge for yourself. That's where I said the environment. If you are familiar with the person, then you know this person will get angry quickly and cool down quickly. So you can deal with that person easily. You also know when sometimes when a person gets angry, and then it will take him or her sometimes to cool down, then you will need to know how to manage that as well. Now, on yourself, whichever the way, if you get angry and then you, of course, if you can cool down very fast already, that's good. However, if you are the one like myself a long time ago, if I get angry, it's going to be hard to get rid of it. Tell yourself this, Number one, it's okay for me to be angry because of the situation that I'm in right now. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I am in control of my own anger. Okay, this one I will elaborate a little bit later. Just know that the one who is in control of your own anger is yourself, not other people. They can say something, but the one that controls you to be angry or not is yourself. The third one, if you know it, you believe it, and you must believe it, it will work. First, you say, it's okay for me to be angry. And then you say to yourself, and the second one, of course, is you know that you are in control of your own anger, and then tell yourself, if you want to tell yourself loudly or you want to tell yourself quietly, you say, okay, I'm going to be angry for only 3 minutes. And believe me, after 3 minutes, your anger will subside. If it is not completely gone, at least 90% of it is gone. You just tell yourself, I'm going to be angry for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to be angry for 5 minutes. So first thing is, don't feel guilty if you're angry. If you feel angry, it is okay. It is a natural thing for you to be angry. Because if you feel guilty that you are angry, then you have two problems. You are angry and you are frustrated. Okay, so when you feel angry, just say, it's okay for me to feel angry and I am in control of my anger. And I'm going to give myself 5 minutes to cool down and get rid of this anger. Anybody doesn't believe that? Or anybody has, yeah, sorry?
Is it works?
Oh, for me, it works.
It
And
works.
for my participants that I've given this advice, many of them gave feedback. They say, oh, yeah, it works. You know? Anybody who's angry here right now?
Not me.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So that's how you do that. No? Anybody else? Any inputs or any sharing? Also okay. Okay. Dr. Nisa agrees with that. It's good. So Nisa is sharing with us. I need more time and space. Yes, you are aware of that. So if you are aware of that, maybe you yourself wants to separate yourself from other people and say, just think for yourself. And Dr. Nisa, maybe now you can add for yourself. It is okay for me to be angry. I am in control of my anger and I'm going to be angry for maybe you say half an hour. That's fine. Because when you tell your unconscious mind will understand and will act accordingly. Okay. Anything else? All right. How are we doing with time? Okay, we are doing well. Next. Why do you want to have high emotional intelligence? Okay. Now, when you have high emotional intelligence, you are able to, number one, understand and manage your own emotion. And that is very important. Understand and manage your own emotion. And then the next one is understand others' emotion and act appropriately. Now, why I say act appropriately? Like just now, I say if someone is angry and you want to tell him logic, that's not appropriate. Okay. Maybe for some people, I'm just sharing with you, they just need a hug. So they can cool down fast by a hug. Okay. A child, for example, when she's angry, you just hug and then she will cool down. So act appropriately. If it is necessary, you leave them alone. But be very careful about that, because if you leave them alone, sometimes it's they say you are what's the word? I want to say neglecting, not neglect. You're avoiding him. Okay, don't ever give that feeling that you're avoiding. Maybe you just want to say, okay, I'll give you time and space. I'll come back in a few minutes. That's quite okay too. And if the other person understands about how to manage anger and they have come to these kind of classes before, then they will understand that situation as well. Okay. So understand others' emotion, act appropriately. Of course, another one, if someone is sad and crying and you're laughing, that's not appropriate either, right? Okay, ability to assist others in managing emotion. So when you understand your own emotion, you understand other people's emotion, then you are able to assist people with their emotion, just like what I did to my friend in the office yesterday. Okay. So that's the fundamentals of it. Understand your own emotion. Now, that is very important. You need to understand your own emotion first before you can understand other people's emotion. Because if you don't understand, then you don't have empathy on the other person. You don't know how the other person is feeling angry. You don't know how the other person is feeling sad. You don't know how the other person is feeling frustrated. Or you don't know how the other person is feeling fear, you know. Some fear is easy to understand. Some fear It's not easy to understand. For myself, for example, I don't understand myself. I didn't know that I have a fear of height until one day we went to Taman Negara and we went to this canopy walk. Canopy walk, betul tak? Siapa dah pergi Taman Negara tahulah tu. Canopy walk, where we climb up this ladder up the tree, and then you walk on the rope, the bridge rope, bridge rope, whatever we call it. So my wife and children nicely climb up. I also climb up. I say, okay, this is going to be fun. And then as soon as we started walking on the tightrope, I looked down. Oh, my sir! I said, okay, you guys go ahead. I will follow you from the bottom. So I went down. And at that time, then I know I have a fear of height. Another time that I have that is when I went up the Twin Tower. You walk on the bridge there, and suddenly I feel as if the world is turning around. I look at the sky and the sky is spinning. I look down and I see the ground is spinning. I just sit down. I just sat down and merangkak on the bridge. And people are laughing at me. They don't understand why I do that. Okay, so some fear or some feelings, it's difficult to understand and difficult to control. And if anybody knows how I can overcome that fear, maybe you can tell me. I think I know how to manage that, but maybe I don't feel the importance of doing that right now. Okay, I have helped people with fear of cockroach, to the point that if first time you see the cockroach, you will just run, hide yourself somewhere else until to the point that I take the cockroach out of a box, and then he or she will touch the cockroach. No more fear of the cockroach. That one, I know how to do that. But on myself, on fear of heights, maybe I can get some seafood to help me on that. Because when I have this class on NLP, where they teach us how to help others and help yourself with this feeling, phobia, it was at that time that I haven't realized that I have that phobia yet. Otherwise, I would surely like them to help me with that. Okay, so when you have high emotional intelligence, you are able to do all these three. Okay. Okay, some people are enthusiastic. Whatever you hear, you can immediately use it. You can immediately use it. And we have a recording here. Maybe later on you can also listen to the recording for you to refresh what you learned here. Okay. Now we need your involvement in this. For myself, I can click on this slide, but for you, I will put this in the chat. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You see the SKS code up here?
83715019.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You do that, and you can answer that question. You can type in my just one emotion that I find it hard to deal with. My own emotion. Okay. Can someone start typing? How to say about 15 or 20 responses? Izwan, have you typed?
Yes, I'm typing.
Oh, okay.
Emotion apa statement dia?
My one emotion, your own emotion that you find it hard to deal with. Like just now we say anger, maybe that's one. Or fear. Myself, I would probably type phobia. And then, okay, grief. Oh, okay. Sad, worry, very good. And there's a way to deal with each of those. Some more. Angry. Okay, more people say angry. That's why it becomes bigger. Okay, I would expect at least 15 responses. Disgust. Okay, maybe later on we discuss. What is disgust? Very angry. Anger. Okay. Frustration. Yes. Okay, that's a common one. Some more. I'll wait for at least 6 or 7 more. Worry, okay, another add to worry, that is the same number of people for angry and worry, okay? Okay, some more please. I know there's about 20 people here. Okay, more people are angry. That's a common one. That's hard to deal with. Okay, let's wait for another, at least two more responses. Okay, just to help out, maybe those people who have responded can also respond another time, no problem. Do you have another emotion that you find hard to deal with and you want to share here? Okay, by the way, I don't know who said what, so don't worry about it. No? No more responses? Okay, if you do have, you can put some more. Over here, I just, we'll deal with this later. I want to understand a bit about disgust. Can someone share with me, what do you understand by the word disgust when you have the emotion, when you have that feeling of disgust? Anybody? Regret, okay. That is another feeling, is it, that you want to? Disgust. Anybody? Somebody say something? Okay, another one that is put in the chat is regret, so we'll remember that. Disgust. When you say I'm disgusted, what does it mean? Guilt, yeah, that's a normal feeling, guilt. Okay, we have 15 responses. Trauma, wow, that's a big one. Trauma, yes, we understand what it is. Let me see whether I have dealt with people with trauma before. Not much, actually. Trauma is when something happens and you don't know how to manage it. You feel shaken, you feel afraid, you feel worried, sometimes you don't know what you feel when you have trauma, right? Shame, yes, that's another one. Okay, I want to discuss just now, disgust. Because if we don't understand what it means, then we don't know how to deal with it. Disgust. Can someone share with me what, or whoever writes that, share with me that feeling of disgust? You are disgusted. You are disgusting. You are disgusting. I'm disgusted with you. What does it mean? Is it a shame? No, I'm ashamed of you. That's different, right? Anybody? You can type in your chat as well. Disgust. Oh, okay. Can someone Google what is disgust?
Can I share my understanding from
Yes.
Aman here? Yeah.
Yes, please, Aman.
For me, disgust is like the word in Malay is meluat.
Oh, okay. Now I can understand. Luat ada you. Tapi
Meluat, so menyampah.
Menyampah. That's another. That has a different connotation, man.
Tak tahulah, meluat tu is more correct kot. Meluat betul aku tengok apa perangai dia ataupun
Okay.
I'm disgusted with that kind of behavior. When I say that, what's another English word for that?
Meaning that, I mean, a longer explanation is that you disagree with his behavior. It makes you feel uncomfortable with that behavior.
Maybe more than just uncomfortable. Yeah. It's like a little bit angry or irritated.
Irritated, yes. Okay, those kind of things.
That's disgust to me.
Okay, I think that's good enough explanation. Disapproval, you disapprove of the behavior. So it has all those elements, because for you to manage the emotion, you need to understand what it is. Yeah? Disgust, disapprove of, you are uncomfortable with, you hate the behavior. Okay, so that's disgust, and we will deal with that. Okay, so any new things here? Trauma is a new thing. I think we know what that is. So the important thing is that for you to be able to manage or deal with the emotion, you need to understand what that is first. Okay, and then get back to that. Okay, now let's go to the second one. Oops. Okay, now can you see that others' emotion that I find here, own emotion, now others' emotion. Now you have choices there. Someone is angry, someone is frustrated, someone is surprised, someone is disgusting. Oh, I wrote that disgusting, which I didn't think what it was. And then others is, you can explain others later on. So if people have those emotions, which one do you find it hard to deal with? Okay, so you have one person who says, when people are sad, I don't know how to deal with that. Okay. Okay, disgusting. Now that you understand what disgusting is, you don't know how to deal with that. Okay, next. Disgusting some more. See, when you understand something, then you start to think, how do I deal with this person? And anger, yes, that's common one. Just now somebody had a problem accessing this with the code. So is one you're okay with that? You're able to access?
Yes.
Okay, good. What else we have here? Frustration, yeah. Sadness. Okay, disgusting is the top one. Because I think maybe we don't quite understand. You see, when we don't quite understand what it is, then hard to deal with it, right? When people are disgusted with our behavior, for example. Okay, let's see a few more. We have 3, 5, 7 so far. Let's have as many as just now. If you have others also, you can do that, and then later we explain what is it on others. When someone is being irritating, that's on yourself. Okay. Oh, this is disgusting, right? Still explanation of disgusting. Zoom user. Don't know who that Zoom user is, but that's okay. When someone is being irritating, I think that's when you say disgusting. Someone, please, quickly. Remember, you have to respond enthusiastically. Don't think too much. Out of this, which one do you think, if people are angry or people are sad or people are surprised, which one do you think is the hardest for you to deal with? So you guys still here? See, when I'm teaching in a class, with my students, if I see no responses, less responses like this, I will call their name, and I say, if I call your name 3 times and you don't respond, I consider you as absent. And quickly, if I call once, they did not respond, and I call twice, they did not respond, and then definitely their friends will text them. And then quickly they respond, oh, sorry, sir. And then I say, yeah, what happens? Oh, I went to the bathroom just now. I said, give me another reason. Because going to the bathroom is too common. So most of the time, maybe they are sleeping or they are playing with a phone. Okay. My browser kept crashing. Anger for me. Yeah, okay. Who's angry? Your browser is angry or you are angry? You are angry, right? But how you deal with your browser just keep crashing. It doesn't have feeling. Huh? Does browser have feeling? It doesn't have feeling. So you need to deal with your anger. And we see later on how we do that. By the way, emotional intelligence. Sorry, not emotional intelligence. Artificial intelligence. You see AI, yeah? Not AQ, AI. Artificial intelligence. Now, if you have dealt with or if you have talked to or you have question two, if you ask question to, let's say ChatGPT, you'll be amazed. The other person answer as if the ChatGPT answer as if he's the other person. And I have asked a variety of questions. And maybe later on, if we have time, we can ask them about emotion. But the answer there is amazing. It's really amazing. You can ask anything. And you tend to think that it is actually, there are people behind that actually ask the question, answer the questions. Okay. Keep my patience. So if you can keep your patience, that's good. You know, not many people can keep your patience. Okay, please. Still at 7. Come on, answer some more. Okay, I will be happy. Please make me happy. Give 2 more. Or you're saying that you can deal with people's emotion much more easily than you deal with your own emotion. No? Come on, amuse me. You can do more than 1. No problem. Or is this thing jammed? Can someone try typing surprise maybe? See whether it responds or not. No? Moodiness. Okay. Somebody brought out the point of moodiness. How to deal with someone else's moodiness. Now, what is the difference between mood and emotion? This is the word that I wanted to come up with just now, but it didn't come out. What is the difference between mood and emotion? Okay, mood is something internal, actually. When you can see the emotion, when you can see from the expression, it becomes emotion. Okay, so very hard to deal with mood if you can't see it. When you see it, then it will be emotion, and that's how you deal. You deal with the emotion. You don't deal with other people's mood, because very hard to understand mood. It is within themselves. Okay.
So means mood internal.
Yeah.
Emotion when she or he react to it.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So mood is something that you keep to yourself. I have this bad mood, but I still keep a straight face. But when you show it as being angry, then that's emotion. And you can deal with people's emotion, not with people's mood. Even ourselves also, sometimes we cannot deal with our mood because we don't know the reason, right? Somehow I feel sad today for no reason, right? Okay, we are getting more responses. Now the one is disgusting, is the hardest one. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. How do I get out of here? I think if I just escape. Okay, so just remember this. We have disgusting as the highest one. I'm quite surprised today, actually. And then you have equal, sadness, and frustration. I think I know why. See, anger used to be that is the top. People say they don't know how to deal with people who are angry. But I think, because we have gone through some of that already, many of you now know how to deal with people who are angry already, right? Which I'm happy with that. So when people are angry, you give them time, you ask them questions, but not why. Okay, and don't talk logic into them. So you have learned something from there. And I think I would like to assign that as a reason why not many people put angry as a difficult thing to deal with. Now on disgusting, we'll discuss together. On disgusting, we'll discuss together on that later. Huh? Okay, let's move out of here. And then what do I do? Then I go to the next slide. Okay. All right. This Mentimeter is really fun. Huh? To use it can do a lot of other things, but I think that's sufficient for now. Okay, let's move on. How are we doing with time? Okay. All right, now here are some more theories. The components of emotional intelligence, okay, is self-awareness. Okay, we will elaborate more on that. Motivation, I'll just touch on that a little bit now. Empathy, we'll touch a lot more later. Social skills, I'll touch now a little bit, and self-regulation, we'll elaborate more. Okay. Now, motivation. What is motivation? Anybody? What do you understand by motivation? I am motivated today. I am not motivated today. He is motivated. She is motivated. What is motivation? So part of having emotional intelligence is to understand your own motivation, other people's motivation. In your own words, what is motivation?
What makes you happy?
Okay, what makes you happy? That could be it. Yeah, it motivates me. It makes me happy. Okay. Anybody else? Able to self-motivate or motivate others. Okay, that's if you have emotional intelligence, exactly what that is. Dr. Nisa say able to self-motivate and motivate others. Yes, when you are at that level, you have a good emotional intelligence. Motivation is something that derive. Okay, I think the word there is drive. Drive us to be better, not derive. So motivation is really the drive for you to actually do something. You don't do something just out of the air. There's something that motivates you. What motivates me to conduct this class? For me, sharing my knowledge with others gives me a high sense of satisfaction. What motivates you to come to this class? Because you want to know more about emotional intelligence. You need to understand and you want to be able to apply it. What motivates you to do this? What motivates you to do that? So for now, I just want to say motivation is whatever drives you to do something. Whatever drives you to do something. Do also include what drives you to be happy, what drives you to be angry, what motivates you. And that driving can come from internal or external. So the motivation can come from yourself. I'm motivated today to do exercise because I know exercise will do a lot of good things for me. And sometimes it comes from outside. You see other people jogging in the morning. You say, wow, that's good. I'm motivated. I want to do that. Okay. Or motivation can come from even your boss. Your boss direct you and say, hey, you do this or else. That's also motivation, even though it can be negative. Motivation is whatever drives you to do something. If you understand that, then you understand yourself, hey, what is the reason for me to do this? What is the reason for the other person to do this? You want to know what motivates them to do it. And if you want to motivate them to do better, to do more, then give them encouragement. If you want to motivate them to do less, then give them, in simple word, punishment, something that they will not do it again. Okay. So motivation. And if you can do that from for your children, for example, from young, then you can have a very highly energetic and motivated children. Now, one thing that you don't do, even to children, is motivate them by saying, okay, if you do well, I buy you lollipop. If you do well, I buy you toys. Because if you do that all the time, then the only reason why they do well is because they want the lollipop or they want the toys. Okay, so motivate them something else. Now, at your age, dewasa, adults, sometimes motivation is as simple as patting a person on the back. You did a good job. If your boss do that to you, of course, you feel motivated. Oh, I will do that again. Okay. Or your boss comes in and say, wow, I saw your report yesterday. I'm happy with it. Then you are motivated to do more, right? So motivation. Simple theory of motivation is you reward people for the good thing that they do and you punish people for the things that they don't do to increase good habits or to decrease bad habits. Okay, as motivation. Anybody else wants to share something about motivation? and that thing could be a wrong thing to do. What is that, Aman?
Okay, I wrote motivation is a push that helps you start and keep doing things. But that thing that you keep doing could be something very wrong also, actually.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Wow. That's a good perspective, you know. For example, what is one thing, you come late to work, right? Come late to work and nobody really really tegur you, no, your boss also don't care. And then becomes a habit, you know. Oh, I come late to work, I drop in for breakfast first in the nearby place, and I just take my own time to come to the office, and nobody tegur you, nobody disturbs you, so you are motivated to be late at work, to become later and later at work, right? So that's right. So if you give the wrong motivation to your people, then they may develop bad habits as well. Okay, good point. And the fact that you are aware of that now you understand how you can motivate people to do good things, or how can you discourage them to do bad things. Okay, anybody else before I move on to social skills? Because the others I will go deeper into that. Okay, social skills. What is social? Social is interaction within individuals or within group of people. Interaction can be in terms of meeting each other, talking to each other, you know, even on the phone. Or nowadays, social is also on, you know, chatting. That's what they call social media. And when people talk about social media, straight away comes to our mind using computers or handphones. But actually, social media can be also face-to-face, right? But it is already, that term is already known to be not face-to-face on social media. Okay, so social skills is the skills to be able to deal or build relationship with other people. Now, this is the skills that I really didn't have much. Like I told you, I was an introvert. That nature is still with me, in the sense that I'm not a very spontaneous person. I'm not a spontaneous person in the sense that hard for me to give an immediate response to people who ask questions or people who show their emotion or things sometimes. And this is developed from when I was even a student, because I was very worried. I was very concerned of my behavior. How does it affect other people? That's how introverts feel. When they want to say something, will I say the right thing? Want to do something, will I do the right thing? So you become introvert. So I learned a little bit more on that, and I become less and less of that. In fact, one of my bosses, I learned from my bosses. Let me share with you with my boss. This boss is actually in the office is very tough, very assertive boss. He gets angry for work very easily. But outside, social life is very, very well done. Give you an example. If you come to a dinner on a table of 10 people, after you sit there for 5 minutes, he will be as if he has met with these people for 3 years or longer. He will chat, you know, very, very nicely, as if they know those people. And one day I wanted to learn from him how he does that. So we went to a dinner, and we know each other, of course, my boss and I, and the rest, I think they are all strangers. So I don't know how to open my mouth. So he opened his mouth first. He talked to the next person to him, and he says, "Hey, how are you today?" And he said, "Oh, I'm good. You come alone? You didn't bring your family?" The other person said, "No." Say, how many children you have? And then when he started asking that, I was thinking, what is he doing? Why is he bothering with the other person's private life? You know, like how many children you have? And then the other person answer, of course, and they will talk to each other. Oh, I have 3 children. I have 2 children. What's your wife doing? My wife is a teacher. My wife is working in manufacturing and things like that. So they start talking, and then they start talking about what is your favorite game? And one says football, the other one says bowling. And after a while, they get along very well. So one thing that I learned from there is that sometimes it's okay to ask, for you to get to know each other and to be open. It's okay to ask some personal question like that. I used to be very uneasy when I want to ask question like that. I also feel very uneasy when people ask me personal question like that. But when I understand it, this is what can bring you together, closer together. Then I will start doing that to other people, however uneasy it is. And I will feel more relaxed, more easy when people ask me that question too. And there's something else that I also practice is when I see strangers in the lift. If there's only 2 of us, for example, then I will, tegur him. Hey, how are you? Oh, you look like you are going to go jogging, huh? That starts our conversation, however short it is, in the lift. But for many others, they will just turn around and, one face the wall, the other face the other wall, which is understandable during the COVID-19 period. You all face the corner. And this is also something that I learned from my 5-year-old daughter. When we go into the lift, when there are people in there, she will go, oh, abang nak pergi mana? I say, oh my God, what is she doing? So, but I understand. And then the other person, whoever, stern the face was, start smiling. Wow, you are a cute girl. Very sweet. And they will lion her, even though she's not really, she says things not very, the pelat sikit, but people understand. So that's how you improve your social skill, by building personal, by having some personal common things. Of course, other social skills that involve is how you talk, how you behave. And one of it is, of course, having this emotional intelligence, knowing how the other person feels, having empathy, which will explain, empathy will explain deeper. Then you can interact with other people's much more easily. I know most of you here some of you here are extrovert, some of you are introvert, and I suspect some of you are introvert, and that's why you're not responding to to questions and ask. Don't be scared, nobody is going to hold on to the words that you say. So be open.
Introvert, doctor.
Is that one?
Yes.
Oh, for an introvert, I'm surprised that you talk quite a bit, you respond quite a bit. So maybe actually you are an extrovert, or you have become extrovert, which is good. I would like to highlight, in my experience speaking to Westerners, never ask personal questions, yes, which is quite unlike for us Malaysians. He was offended. Or now, there are some things that is a no-no to Westerners. Okay, one of it is, how old are you? That definitely don't ask question. But those people who are in Malaysia already, then they know that we ask those kind of questions, they can take it. But if you just met the person, hey, how old are you? Don't. But for Malaysians, sometimes they just ask like that. Like yesterday, I met this my colleague, a lady. She said, "Oh, you must be younger than me." I said, "You're kidding? You're kidding." Then she volunteers. She said, "I'm 55 years old." And I said, "What do you think I am? How old do you think I am?" He said, "You looks like you are around 45. I said, "Okay, lunch on me tomorrow." Wow, I feel really, really, how they said it. I feel compliments. I feel really big compliment. I'm much, much older than that. So that makes me happy. I don't know whether it's the sincere or not, but in Malaysia, yes, age is, you just ask people like that. In Western world, age is not is a no-no. Now, other things is like how's your wife? How's the thing? If you know them a little bit more, maybe you can. Maybe who's this? Chicken, what kind of question that offended the foreigner that you know of? Some personal questions is okay, like where do
Can you
you?
hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, I was asking him about his security clearance for working with the government, for the US government. So I was in the Navy, and we were doing some work for a very large organization in Malaysia. So obviously we get some American consultants coming in,
Yeah.
and over casual chat, I asked him. He said he was working for the US government, so I was asking for the procedures as to how he managed to get the clearance. So he was fairly offended and then stared at me.
Okay, I think that's not a personal question. I think that's a security question. He may not be at a liberty to inform you because that could be confidential. Huh? He's not going to tell you, hey, I get clearance because I am a CIA, things like that. You know, so that's even work related. It's okay to ask that kind of question if he doesn't want to answer. So normally I would ask this kind of question like this. If it is, I think I did before in this group also. If it is okay with you to share with me, then he said, no, it's not okay. That's fine. If it's okay, then they will share. Okay, if you are not sure whether they can share this kind of information. Okay, good.
He
So
told me, he actually told me that you are not supposed to ask that question. So I just kept quiet after that. It makes the situation very awkward.
yeah, I know. However, you can just apologize. Oh, I'm sorry that you know. But for you to understand better, I think that is not personal. That is security matter. If he's more open, then he will tell you, hey, no, that's confidential. In Malaysia also, okay. Another thing is don't ask people about their salary. Oh my God, in Malaysia they ask you salary like anything. Hey, what are you getting right now? But there's a no also in the Western world. You don't ask people about their salary. So there are many things. In Malaysia, I think we know what we can ask. Something funny comes to my mind, but I will not share with you. Okay, I tend to interact with strangers in the lift as well. Woman for sure. Oh, Dr. Nisa. Okay. All right, that's fine. Okay. In the lift, if it's you one-to-one, I think it's only appropriate. You feel easier. But if it is a lot of people in there, you can just interact common things together. Okay. Again, I have a call which has to be checked. Now, let's go to the other specific topics before we go to those three. And now, this is again in terms of theory. Yeah? Neurology of emotional processing. What is neurology? Neurology is together with your have to do with your nervous system. So the neurology of the brain is the one that connects your brain to other parts of the brain. So what is the process of emotional processing? How do you process emotion? Now, this is not really significant if you don't know it, but for me, I'm always curious how the brain works. You know? So some of you who are also curious can listen to this and understand. There are two areas in which our emotion are being processed. One is the amygdala. This is quite common if you're familiar with emotional processing. Amygdala is a very small, like a peanut-like part of your brain, deep inside your brain, and that is the one that is crucial for processing emotion, particularly fear, pleasure, and anger. Those that extreme sometimes, you know. So people who are stoned, probably their amygdala is not effective. I don't know. Now I'm talking like that. So maybe people who are high, they take drugs and things like that. Maybe it will affect their amygdala. They don't feel anything. Maybe a little bit of pleasure. So if you feel they are stoned, then get go and check your amygdala. Maybe it's not big enough. But I don't know whether there's anything you can do about that. But just for you to know, that is the part that controls processing of your emotion. And then there is this prefrontal cortex, right in the front of your forehead. That is the responsible for higher order cognitive functions. Cognitive functions is when you see something, when you hear something, when you get external stimuli, this is where you are aware of it and you process it. So, and then you analyze it. This is decision making, problem solving, and planning. So that's why people who have a big forehead, sometimes you think, oh, these people are thinkers. These people think quite a lot. So just for you to know, that is the part of your brain that works on it. Now, if you can see their prefrontal cortex is very part in front. So if you hit your head against the wall, sometimes you feel dizzy. Yeah. If it's not too bad, you just feel dizzy for a moment because you cannot get that cognitive thing. Sometimes you feel as if the world is spinning. So that's because your front part is affected. And amygdala is very well protected inside the brain. So normally external external knock will not affect your amygdala. So it is processing your emotion, your feeling, so that you're still aware of your feeling. You're feeling dizzy, you're feeling not well. So that is the part of your brain. And brain is really, for me, it's really amazing. Your brain, how it works. And yeah, just to share with you, you have left brain, right brain. They say left brain is for logic thinking, right brain is for emotion and things like that. And just knowing that you have left brain and right brain, the best thing is if you can connect the left brain and the right brain, then you are balanced between your emotion and your logics. And that will be a separate exercise. So I would like to think that my left brain is also connected to my right brain. All right, that's so much about brain, but for you to be aware that our brain thinking capacity can be limited, so not many things that you can reason out. The one question that nobody is able to answer me, and I think that's the limitation of my brain, or people's brain as in general. This question, if anybody can answer me, please do. If you travel in a straight line from the Earth out there to the universe, if you travel a straight line and after millions of years, where will you end up? And this question, believe me or not, I have this question since I was a kid. But I asked it differently. I asked myself differently. Where is the end of the that time? I said, if I walk on the Earth, where will I end up? At that time, I didn't even know that the Earth was round. So now you know, if you walk on the Earth, you will end up the same place because you know the Earth is round. But I cannot fathom, I cannot think about the universe. If you go in a straight line, where will you end up? So that question still remains. And by that question, I know that our brain is limited in capacity. You can be very smart, you can be very intelligent, but there is something that you are not able to think. So from here, you can conclude that don't be frustrated if you can't stand something, if you cannot understand. You can develop your brain. For example, I developed my brain to be able to multiply two numbers very easily. So, but some people say, why do you do that? I say, yeah, I just like to exercise my brain. And I also like to exercise my brain by this. You know, can you see this? Can? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. This is Rubik's Cube. I like to play with this. I have 4 of these on my office table. So this is actually exercise my brain. And actually, for you to know, before when people mentioned this, I didn't understand. We have our muscles have memory. Our muscles have memory. If you don't believe me, if you play with this Rubik's Cube, Sometimes I don't even think. I just move, how, and then I get to solve it, you know. See, unconsciously or what, but the muscles remember how you move things. So they say muscles have memory, and now I believe so. No? That's just sidetrack, right? So whoever is good in this can challenge me. On average, I can finish this within 3 minutes. Okay. All right. How are we doing? Okay. Let's move on. Okay. Can discuss this. Maybe after this we'll have 50 minutes. Cover more slides. What is this? This says that bahasa Melayu dia kata daripada mata turun ke hati. I don't know whether it's an equivalent English version of that or not. From the eyes go to the liver. Ada kan? From the eyes go to the heart. So that's another thing. Melayu panggil hati, orang putih panggil liver. Orang putih panggil heart. So I don't know which is which. But generally we say heart lah. So from the brain or from the eyes to the heart. So heart is or hati is something that's how you say not physical. It's not that you feel from the heart physically, but you normally put it on your chest and say, okay, I can feel it. But it's not really from your heart. It is still from your brain. But when it comes when dari mata turun ke hati tu, that means the feeling has been deeply embedded in you. So to do that, if you understand the feeling, you understand, and you want to keep it, then you keep it at heart. So when you hear the expression that I can feel it in my heart, just for you to understand, it's not actually in the heart. It is still in the brain or in your nervous system. Sorry, menjangkit. Okay. Anybody wants to make any comment about that? Do you feel the heart can actually feel, or the liver, the hati can actually feel? But for you to know also, your body, some parts of your body can be controlled or can function even if you are brain dead. Even if you are brain dead. I have seen a few cases of this. My late mother is like that. The doctor says, actually your mother is already brain dead. We are only sustaining her life by supplying oxygen to the lung, and they inject something for the function, for the heart to still beat. So they asked us for the decision. Do you still want to keep her alive like this, or you want her to, for us to take out the support system? So we discussed dengan adik-beradik, and many of my adik-beradik are doctors actually, so they understand the situation exactly. Except one sister who's a doctor, she objected to it violently and even had a fight with the doctor. So when someone is brain dead, he can still be breathing. The heart can still be beating. So don't be surprised with that. I also know a friend who fell from a ladder when he was fixing a light bulb, and then he was brain dead, but they sustained his life on oxygen at home, and I think he survived many years. So I don't know what is the final situation that he eventually died. And about 2 weeks ago, my uncle also brain dead, so they decided to take out the support, and he died a few hours or few days after that. So your body can still function even though your brain is dead. So I don't know what is really the objective of that. Okay. So that's, anybody wants to contribute anything to that? Otherwise, I'll move on. Maybe two more slides, and then we have a break. Okay, how do you measure emotional intelligence? This is where you have the EQ, emotional quotient. And there is some way you can measure whether you have high emotional quotient or not. Okay, there is a established way. Okay, they call it EQI test. I don't have access to that. And then there's another one, MSCEIT, Mayer, Slovey, Caruso Emotional Intelligence Test. And also at the moment, I don't have access to that, but some, practitioner have access to that. I don't know, Aman, do you have access to those tests?
I might,
You might.
can't
Okay.
remember.
Okay, so if you have, then you can test yourself. I have a small test here which you can do after this. But I think this is a good point for us to go for a short break. Let's say 5 minutes for toilet break or 10 minutes, For toilet break, you make yourself coffee, and I think I will do that myself. Now is around 10:50. At 11 o'clock, we'll come back. Is that okay? Okay. Now this is for your own measurement. Oh, I need to copy this again into the chat box. Okay. You can do that test. It only takes a few minutes, and then you can, if you answer it honestly, you don't have to tell us the results anyway. Okay. I can do this together with you. Okay, you can do that. If someone has finished, just yell or share with us in the box and say that you finished it. I will thought to. Oh, sorry. Okay. Someone who just came in, you can click on the link in the chat box. And I was hoping that I could use that too. Okay, got it. Addition streams. So you get this free EQ quiz. And you have this question. Once you click on an answer, you go to the next question, okay? And that will give you results. In my case, let me do it very quickly. I do not become defensive when criticized. So I strongly agree. I can stay calm under pressure, strongly agree. I handle setback effectively sometimes. I manage anxiety, stress, anger, and fear in pursuit of a goal. Yeah, I do that. Let me see, I agree. I utilize criticism and others' feedback for growth sometimes. I'm positive, I would think so. I maintain a sense of humor. Yeah, sometimes to the extent that it irritates people. My sense of humor, I hope I didn't do that to you. I try to see things from another's perspective, always do that to the point that sometimes I ignore my own perspective. I recognize now my behavior, how my behaviors affect others. Some of them I can see, sometimes I cannot see. I air grievance skillfully. This is my weakness. I don't know how to air grievance skillfully. I can listen without jumping to judgment. Yes. I can freely admit of making mistakes sometimes. Which of the risks listed below do you struggle with at work and find most difficult to initiate? Critical feedback. Yep. Yep. In what situation do you feel the least confident to take a risk? Situation. One-to-one, I'm having more difficulty with that. When you face a difficult moment, such as hard conversation with someone, it happens to you. When you face a difficult moment, such as a hard conversation with someone, it happens to you. Don't expect it, such as motivation. Expect it. Okay, expected sometimes. Okay, my results. What is this guy talking about? I don't care about this stuff. What is my results?
That's a statement there. Click here for your results. Below. There. Learn how to face the atas sikit.
Oh, okay.
Atas
Somehow
sikit.
my screen is not so clear.
There,
Oh,
click
okay.
here.
Everyone, if you have done, just click for your results. Okay, I think I can share with you, no problem. Your results, good EQ, only good. There it says use the word EQ. Huh? Oh yeah, because this is measurement. So good emotional quotient. And then it explains. I will not read to you. Okay, I'll read to you anyway. Congratulations, you have high emotional intelligence. This is good news. EQ counts for twice as much as IQ and technical skills combined with determining who will be staff performer. Your level of EQ likely has been and will be a driver of your high performance under pressure for years to come. Okay, so that's part of it. You may have your own. So anybody wants to verbally share what they have, or just at least tell us that you have finished, completed? One or two people, please share. Don't be shy.
I get the same result as you.
Oh, okay, very good. So you still want to attend this class? Can teach the class. Okay,
Yes,
never mind.
yes.
Oh, very good. Okay, maybe you are a trainer yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm learning actually.
See, okay, good. Can train well. Okay, next. One more. Anybody wants to share? One way or the other? Something for us to learn? Okay, anybody, please, while I'm setting this up.
Irunisa Ramli shared in the chat.
In the chat,
I got the same results as yours, but I feel that I'm still learning to improve it.
Okay, good. Because like myself right now, from the questionnaire, I am not good at giving criticism to others. Right? So I need to improve on that because that's what part of the introvert, they are scared to tell openly. So I need to improve on that. But for my subordinates, at least I can be open with them and they can take it, no problem. Okay, anybody else? Just one more, otherwise we move on. You know the address now. You can get your friends to do the same or your family members to do the same and see what their EI level is or their EQ level is. All right, let's move on. Now is the action part, developing self-awareness. Remember just now the 6 elements of emotional intelligence?
Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How they give you the answer via the result is given in the notes, is it? Because
the results you just now somebody guided me. Once you have completed, let me see if I can still share that screen.
because I only saw the results via video, and then they say
No.
congratulations, blah blah blah.
Oh, okay. I also didn't see that. If you can go back to that page, you scroll down, and then you'll be able to see what click here for your results. You'll see it in written form. It says click here for your results somewhere down the page. Down the page where you saw the video just now. If you can just go back to that.
The video learn more is bring emotional intelligence, learn how to face. Click here to print your result.
There. Click here to print your results. Then you get your results like this.
Oh.
So if you don't mind sharing what results.
Okay. Okay.
What results you get?
Good EQ.
I think so. Mostly, I think we are all here good EQ already. I would like to think that you got that good EQ because you have understood a little bit about EQ, the AI.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, be positive, right?
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. Developing self-awareness. Now, I cannot overemphasize that self-awareness is the key to managing emotion. Self-awareness is the key to managing emotion. You need to be aware of your emotion. You need to be aware of other people's emotion. Then only you can manage their emotions. So you already did some tests just now. There are other tests on, this is a clinical test, a patient health questionnaire, then depression, anxiety, and stress test. Our counselor here at the university have this test, and sometimes we apply to students who need some help. Copenhagen burnout inventory test. I have not seen this, but there's actually, you can Google them if you want. No? Okay, and the other thing is how you, I will just do it briefly because we don't have time to go through all, but in my actual course, I will have more of this. How to develop self-awareness. One way is reflecting by journaling. Now, when I was a lot younger also, I like to do this. I have a diary. I don't know whether you're younger, whether you know what diary is, a written book. Normally at the end of the year, they have this, in bookshop, they have huge stocks of book that's diary. Nowadays, you don't have that because you have diary in your computer. So, but when I had that, I always write how I feel, what triggers me or something that I want to remember. And every day I write. So that's actually a good habit. But nowadays I don't do that. I tend to keep it in my mind, but that's okay too, if you can remember that. So journaling means recording down what you think is important. If you feel today, I met with a person and I really don't understand what he was doing. So you write it down, and at some other point, you will probably learn what it is. No? So developing self-awareness that you don't understand, self-awareness that, I learned something today, you know. So it's a good idea to keep that somewhere, either in your computer or in your notebook somewhere. That's called journaling. Huh? Some old-fashioned like myself, sometimes I have this book that I want to remember. I'll write the book. Now, the next one, what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is be in the present. Like what all of you are doing now. You are being mindful of where you are. You're listening to what I'm talking about. You are looking at the slides and absorbing the one that I say. So mindfulness does not come naturally. For many a time, for us adults especially, like I said, our mind tend to drift away. So if you are conscious about that, then you say, okay, I'll come back. And don't feel guilty about drifting away because that's only natural, but feel a little bit of guilt if you drift away for too long. And for Muslims, actually, we are aware of this because when in our prayers, sometimes we can't even remember what we read or don't remember what we do in the prayer. So that's natural. Don't know what
That's natural.
Huh?
Natural.
Adult, I think their span of attention at most is about 15 minutes. Then they drifted away. That's why most of the time I will call for inputs, for feedbacks, and that's one of the purpose. In one of the training that I went to, this guy, what did he do? Huh? Every 10 minutes or so, he will like change topic completely, you know, and then come back to that. This is what we call, forgot the terminology, break state. Many times I break state with you guys by telling you a story. Get your attention back to this and then continue on. So break state, like we have a physical break just now, that's also break state. Break state is sometimes you can just consciously tell them, okay, let's have a break state. I want you to share with me something, or I'll share with you what I had for dinner last night. That's the break state. So people, when we have that break state, people will straight away come, I was away, so I come back. you can use the technique, especially you see, if I can see you guys on the video, then I can see your face like drifting away, then we have a break state. When I have a face-to-face class, I can see some student like drifting away, then I have a break state. Okay, that's mindfulness. Mindfulness is being in the present. Pay attention to what you see. Then you can learn more, learn about people. You pay attention to them. Of course, you don't stare in the face. You don't stare in the face or they feel uneasy. Just glance to the face and how they. And this is how This is how you learn how to interpret people's expression as well. Because many people, we can generalize like what we're going to see shortly. We can generalize, not very often. Sometimes people smile, but they're actually sad. And you can see in the smile. And that, of course, take practice. Take practice. You see, especially those people you are familiar with. Sometimes they smile and their lips, one side is down. Then you can see they're actually sad. Okay, so you can't actually tell that thing. Only that if you record them in your mind at least. Okay, this guy, if he's sad, he's like that. This guy, if he's sad. But if you just generally see people, maybe 80% of your interpretation is correct, but not exactly. Yeah. Okay, let's see whether we can identify this by the expression. I hope you can see it clearly, even though you are on handphone or what. So the first guy here, the one that looks like is with a white shirt inside. What do you think he is feeling? Anybody? Man, I cannot see the chat. If somebody stays in the chat, let me know.
Sure.
What do you think he's feeling? This guy in the kelabu, baju grey shirt and less hair.
A little bit worried.
Worried? Okay, worried. Who else? Anybody? At least two more. Respond enthusiastically, please.
In the chat, Chicken says, look serious but not angry.
Look serious but not angry. Okay. Another one.
Another one, SM say, not sure.
Not sure. Okay. That's correct. I mean, that's okay. Or it all depends on the interpretation, and it's all actually with our familiarity with the person. However, here what they are trying to depict is this.
Ironisa says, stern.
Stern. Stern means being tough, being hard. But actually, he wants to show that he's angry. So which part of it that shows angry? Frowning. Maybe if the picture is bigger, you could probably see the eye. And then, the mouth like stretching a bit. So that's the anger. But like what we have seen now, it's not necessarily accurate. You probably have to see it in real life, or you have to be familiar with the person. Then you can actually say where this is angry. Let's see the second one.
Wait, there are two more I want to share from the chat.
Okay.
One, SM clarified, I mean, he looks not sure.
Oh, he looks not sure. Oh, he's in doubt. He's in doubt. Okay,
yes.
Could be.
And then there's from Fika, anxious.
Yeah, could be anxious as well. Okay, all right. So like I said again, we can't be sure. It's maybe 80% can be correct. But if we see it in real life, maybe it's better. Or if you see the picture bigger, maybe better. Okay, the next one in the checkered shirt. What do you think? Anybody?
Happy.
Happy, okay. Happy.
Humorous.
Humorous,
Go ahead.
okay. He is expressing his sense of humor. What else?
Afika in the chat says surprised.
Surprise, okay. Surprise, all right. Because his mouth is open there, maybe because that shows his surprise.
Yeah. Hairunisa says surprise, excited.
Surprise. Excited, okay.
Mm.
Excited can be happy or can be not happy, yeah? Both ways. So, but I think if you see like he's smiling a bit, maybe that's an indication. Okay, so the schema, the answer is surprise. So many of you can detect that. Actually, I forgot what it was. I thought he was happy. Surprise, okay. He was surprised. But I think the mouth opened that indicates that he's surprised. Okay. Then the next one, this guy, he looks what? I think this is a bit more obvious, huh?
Sad.
Sad, okay. Anybody else?
Khairunisa says upset, disappointed.
Upset, disappointed? Yeah.
Confused.
Confused, okay. Actually, all the person can be in those states and still express the same thing, huh? Can be sad, can be confused, can be upset. When you're upset, you're sad. When you confuse, you're sad too, right?
Afika says sad, moody.
Sad and moody. Actually, emotional. Emotional, huh? Okay, so the answer is sad. I think many of you get that. Okay, last one.
Oh my
Maybe not.
goodness.
Oh my goodness. Surprise also. Just to give you some hint, it's not two answers, huh? Just one. I mean, that's not the same as any of those three.
Oh my goodness.
Like that, huh? Oh my goodness. Okay. Anybody else?
Chicken says shocked.
Shock, okay.
Sam says shocked. Karunisa says shocked.
Okay, okay. All right, that could be it. The scheme answer is fear. People in fear could be shocked, right? So that's more or less. Now, this just to demonstrate there's no one real answer unless you really know the person. And the closer you are to that person, you'll be able to interpret better. Huh? So when you go home later or when you go back to the office, just observe people a little bit. Huh? See whether you can interpret their feeling or their emotion. Just like yesterday, because this guy is normally very jovial at work and he's normally smile. And when I crack a joke, he will smile. But yesterday morning was really like stone face. His amygdala was probably affected.
Same like my husband.
That's a
You talk to him, he has nothing, no emotion.
Some people are like that. But if you probe deeper, he probably can share you the emotion.
Like blank.
blank. Now you have to find something that triggers him. Something you must be able to trigger him. Something like crack a joke or something. He like ice cream. Let's go for ice cream. Something like that. Once you are able to get into that, then much easier for you to crack the house. Men in general, it's very hard for them to show emotion. They are not very expressive in terms of, in general, I'm talking about. Whereas women, they can express themselves very well in terms of their emotion. That's just good to know. So for men, you can see your spouses or your people's emotion, the ladies' emotion very easily, and you know how to manage that. But for women, it's hard for you to look at the deep inside what is their heart unless you ask gently. Yeah, ask gently. Now, just to give you some hints, men are logical in nature, mostly. So you may want to ask, I sense as if you are not too happy. Can you share with me the reason of that? Is there anything that I can do? Make it as natural as possible. There's a script, but you can do it better. Maybe, kenapa is a Malay word for why. I don't use that. Ini macam tak happy je. Ada apa ke? Something like that lah. Kan? That's a more natural way of doing it.
Yes, no, okay.
Yes, no, all right. Yes, no, all right. Thank you.
Oh, all right, okay. I give you drink. You aku sedap or not? Belakang cerita.
After this, I show you a nice video that I I saw on my WhatsApp. Maybe later I should. Okay. Developing self-awareness. Now you just answer this in your own heart first. But if you want to share your own heart, okay, you want to share with us, that's good. How do you currently, first of all, how do you currently deal with your emotion? The two of them are not supposed to come simultaneously. Okay. How do you currently deal with your own emotions? Your anger. Just go deep inside your heart. You don't. How do you currently deal with your anger? For me, I already shared with you what I did, what I normally do. Just say there's nothing wrong with me to be angry, and I am in control of myself, and I'm just going to let myself be angry for 3 minutes. Normally it's like that. And sometimes I purposely get angry. When I want to show to my subordinates that I'm not happy with them, then they know. But they know me. I am angry because of that only. And after that, we make jokes and stuff like that. For my children, also, when they do something dangerous, that's when I purposely make myself angry. For example, they play with a knife, small kids play with a knife, and I say, angry. I say, drop that, or else I'm going to smack you. But otherwise, if they drop glass from a table to the cement floor and it breaks, I don't get angry. I say, hey, get away from there, let me clean it up. They are scared already anyway. So if you're angry some more, then they get more scared.
Okay.
So how? Yeah.
Aman here. Are you able to see your chats now, or you want me to read them?
Can you read them, please? Because my phone keeps being interrupted by phone calls. Yeah.
Okay. There are 3 responses in the chat. One from No Elmi. She says, "Take a deep breath." Okay.
That's right.
That's one. Chicken said, "Keep inside."
Just keep to yourself.
Keep inside. Keep to yourself or whatever.
Keep to yourself. Okay.
Afika?
Can I just comment on that first?
Sure. Go ahead.
Normally, it's not a good way just to keep yourself inside, unless something goes on your mind. Like, for example, I keep that to myself, but I say, okay, it's okay for me to be angry. At least I tell myself, not just keeping the anger. I keep to myself, and I tell myself it's okay to be angry, and I'm in control of my anger, and I'm going to be angry for 3 minutes. So you cannot just keep it like that, like doing nothing. Okay, the next one.
Next one is from Afika. Say, sometime I take my own time alone to reflect or get something tasteful to eat.
Yeah, that's a good way. You angry, yet you eat ice cream to cool you down. That's fine too. But don't do that too often. Then you got another problem, right?
Then chicken continued with, keep inside, find root cause and solution.
Chicken, are you an engineer? Engineer does that, to everything they find the root cause, the solution. Yeah, if you can do that, that's good too. Okay, let's put another feeling, another emotion. Fear.
Hey, chicken is an engineer, network engineer.
Yeah, see, I can predict. So not bad, understanding people. Okay. Any other things from the chat, man? Okay,
that's about it.
Let's go for fear, and after this, I want to go to worry and stress, because somebody raised stress just now. Okay, how do you deal with fear? Fear of someone, fear of cockroach. That's something else. That's phobia. It's different from fear. Fear of having no money. Fear of Can someone share how you deal or manage with your own fear of this?
Sometimes we fear of because we don't know about it. So if let's say I fear something which is I really don't know, I just Google and let have some knowledge about it first.
That's an excellent answer. If we have face-to-face class, this is the kind of people that I give chocolate, because that answer is very accurate. Fear mainly is because you don't know. The same thing with worry, which I will explain shortly. Fear is mainly you don't know what is going to happen. That causes fear. So one of the solutions is to find out exactly what it is. You fear your boss is going to be angry. You don't know whether he's going to be angry or not, So find out, from your people, if I do this, will my boss be angry or not? So fear is normally out of something that you do not know what's going to happen. And especially something bad that's going to happen. That's what you fear. So once you know, you overcome it. If you know, like one of my bosses, he doesn't like people to ask him questions without thinking. Sometimes we just ask him, hey, why is it like that? Say, have you thought about it? So then you know how to deal with him. And, I think it's like this. How come he is doing like that? So you once you know how to deal with it, then your fear will be gone. But this is different from phobia. It's different. Phobia of cockroach, phobia of height, phobia of space, different. But this is fear of something that's going to happen. Okay, so you Google, like just now Izwan says that you Google it. Yeah, nowadays you can use ChatGPT. Whoever has used ChatGPT, normally it's my last resort. I will ask ChatGPT, and he will be able to give a reasonable answer, as if you're talking to a person.
Okay, KK.
Okay.
Aman here. There are two responses in the chat. One
Okay.
is from Elmi. She says, I doa.
Okay.
Doa. Another one
Yeah.
is from SM. Kill the cockroach.
If you are afraid, you run away from it already. If you can kill the cockroach, that means you're not afraid already. Okay. So, but that's phobia. That's phobia. Yeah, the one. What also? Yes, prayers. You don't underestimate the power of prayers. Whatever you believe in, the prayer does work in two ways. In two ways. Number one, of course, God will answer your prayer, or His helpers or whatever that is will help you answer your prayers. Secondly, by having that prayers of self, you are actually talking to your unconscious level, and I believe me, your unconscious level will work wonders for you. Will work wonders for you. So you're asking this, and it will make you do something, make you behave, or make you think to get whatever you doa, whatever your prayer is. Now, just to demonstrate to you the power of unconscious level, those people say, why is this Dr. Kare talking about nonsense, unconscious level? Now, I don't know whether it happens to you, but I always demonstrate to my friends or to my family members who don't believe about this unconscious level. If you cannot find something in your room, mostly for me, for example, the key, where did I put the key? Or where did I put my handphone? You look for it, You look for it, and you can't find it. You leave it there. Don't knock your head on the wall and say, how can I cannot remember? Or blame someone. Hey, how can you cannot remember where you put it? How can you cannot remember where I put it? That's even worse. So leave it there. Leave it there. And then sooner or later, suddenly either the ideas come to your mind, or you will actually find it. And you find it sometimes in the place that you have looked for before. It's just that you didn't see it. It's amazing. Okay, I don't know whether you have experience of that or not. And another one is if you have a big problem that you want to solve and you cannot solve, just think about it for a while. Okay, put some efforts in solving it. You cannot solve, leave it for a while. Most probably overnight, the next day, suddenly an idea comes to your mind. Oh, okay, this is the way that I should do. So it's like that. But the one that always works is like this. You try to find something, you look for it, you couldn't find it, and 100% of the time, you will find it in the last place that you look for it. You believe that? You will find it in the last place that you look for it. Because after you find it, you don't have to look for it anywhere else. That's supposed to be a joke, okay?
Okay, KK, there's one more here, or
Ah.
two more actually.
Okay. Okay.
Quickly, from Farah Nurbaini. She wrote, I just brace the fear and do it, thinking that this time will also pass.
Okay. That's another way of doing it. Actually, when people are fear of something, you just, like say for phobia, when you're phobia of heights, sometimes people say, you just go up there and look down. There's nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes it works, but be very careful because it can be dangerous as well. You're afraid of snake and suddenly say, oh, I can handle snake. No, don't do that, okay? So in some way it works. For just feeling of fear, you just go through it now. For example, fear of making speech. You know that in Toastmasters, they tell us that is the third most thing that people have fear of, making speech in front of the public, which was quite true when I started making my first speech in Toastmasters. That's the third thing that people are most fear of. So you just go there and say, okay, I'm going to do it. And then probably you will overcome that fear after you get used to it. That's the kind of thing that you can do too. Then you say, oh, there's nothing to be afraid of actually. Okay. All right.
Last one from Chikin, the network engineer.
Okay.
He cannot resist himself from giving a solution to your missing phone. So he wrote, use fixed line phone to call missing mobile phone.
Okay. If you don't do like me, I put my phone in silent all the time. So cannot find by asking somebody else to call. But yeah, that's a way of doing it. Sometimes you can hear it vibrate. Yeah, that's a technical way of doing it. Good, Shiken. You're a good engineer. By the way, Shiken, I think it's a lady, man. Nor Shiken binti something.
Chikin.
Okay.
Chan Chikin.
Oh, Chikin. I thought Shikin.
Not Shikin.
There's another one called Wan Nora Shikin or something like that.
That's
okay.
Shakirin, remember?
Shakirin, yes, Shakirin. Okay, Shikin, yes, you're right. Sometimes it's just technical. There's always technical way of solving your problem, right? Good. Okay, I say I was going to handle two more things, which is worry. Worry is almost fear. Worry is when you don't know what is going to happen. Okay, so like Izwan said, one of the things is find out more about it. When you worry about something, it's always to overcome that worry is to find out more. And another one is take the philosophy of Alfred Newman. I guess your generation, you don't know who Alfred Newman is. Aman, you know who is Alfred Newman?
My generation also don't know.
that means you don't read comics. Alfred Newman is a character in the Mad magazine. When we were at college, that's the magazine that's most popular. Mad magazine, it's a joke. So this Alfred Newman has a philosophy. Worry not about worries until worry worries you. So he says, don't worry about worries until it actually worries you. So that's not really a practical thing lah. You push aside the worry, but I don't suggest you push out the worry. Find out what are you worried about. Find out what you don't know about it. You worry about the exam, okay? You worry about the exam. Many of my students worry about the exam. I say, for you to overcome that worry is to read, to study, so that you overcome that worry. So many of the worries you can overcome that way. Maybe that's very simplistic, but principally it's like that. Anybody wants to share with us how, or you think there's a different way of handling worries? Okay, again, the same thing. If you worry and you cannot find a solution, have a break state, distract yourself and do something else. Like somebody just now, eat something that you like, watch TV program, And that's also your unconscious level will help you solve that worry. Okay. It works. Yeah.
Sorry, KK, there's one from Elmi answering a question, or two now. One is Elmi says, I used to worry a lot, but I overcome by dua and massaging my head.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that. Whatever works for you. Right.
SM says, eat something sweet. Oh, that's new.
Or see something sweet.
Eat something sweet.
Eat something sweet. Yeah. Sometimes that's just actually distracting your attention from the worry. You eat something sweet.
Then Farah Nurbaini says, I always think that we can't control, I can't see the whole thing. Hold on. I always think that we can't control any outcome. It's useless. Just do your best and leave it to God. I love to go running to calm my head.
Running to calm your head. Yeah, spend your energy, right? On your first point, this is from the 7 habits. You cannot control the outcome, but you can control the inputs. The final outcome, you can talk to a person and nothing changes him, but you can control the way you talk to him. If the one way doesn't work, do another way. Okay. And that's another principle that I hold true. This is from NLP. If you do something and it doesn't, the outcome is not for what you want. I mean, in simple terms, do it differently, slightly differently. Einstein says it is madness or it is crazy if you do the same thing and expects different results. So anything that you do, if it doesn't work, just change it ever so slightly, as long as you do different thing. So just now, Nur Bahaya, the one that says, you cannot control outcome. True, you cannot control the outcome, but you can control the input. I think the engineer will agree with me on this. That you control the input, you will change the outcome. Okay. Anything else, man?
That's about it. That's about it.
Okay. Now I promise that we will handle about stress. I'm not stressed about time. I think we are in good time. Stress. Only that stress. Just now, I said the break will be 10 minutes, and I went upstairs to make coffee, and then I said I'll be in good time. But the lift was holding me up. It takes a long time to arrive at the floor that I pressed the button. Wow, that gives me stress. Then I said, you know how I relieve the stress? I said, if I was telling this to my student, how do I manage the stress? So I said, number one, it's just a feeling. When you're waiting for something, it doesn't happen. You feel that it is a long time, whereas it is not really a long time. And then they say, if I'm really late, I think I wasn't really late just now, exactly 10 minutes after that. If I was really late, then I will share with them the story. And then by doing that, the stress is gone. So do something about it. Now, stress. Stress is when something that happens or you think is going to happen, not the way that it is going to happen. So it is partly worry, and prolonged worry can cause stress. Something that you don't know, prolonged fear can also cause you stress. Something that you keep inside for a long time also can give you stress. Okay. So first of all, you need to identify what causes that stress. Okay, and then fix it at that angle. For example, if it is the worry that stresses you, then just now we know how to handle worry, right? If it is a fear that stresses you, then you know how to handle fear already. Okay, so stress. Now, the one that I want to say about stress, don't keep stress for a long time without doing anything, because stress can lead to let me see, can lead to burnout, because you've done this, you've done that, and still doesn't work. So, or if you keep it for too long, then you become like burnout. Means you don't know what to do already. You're tired of thinking, tired of doing things. Burnout. And if you keep burnout for a long time, you know what will happen? You'll go to point of no return. you'll become depressing. When you become depressed, that's very hard to resolve. And if you have depressed for a long time, then you become very happy again. You go crazy. Then you don't know what's happening in the world. Don't go up to the point. So if you detect yourself, there's some stress, either you manage yourself, identify what that stress is, and if it's worry, if it's fear, if it's something else, resolve it, or go and see a counselor or a coach. There are now many trained coaches. If you're in a company, I think it is compulsory for a company to have a counselor. Go talk to them. Don't underrate them. What do they know? Even though they don't know how to solve your problem, this is what happens to coach and counselor. Even if they don't know how to solve your problem, they know how to lead you to solve the problem. Okay, like myself, like Aman is a certified coach. We don't know how to solve your problem, but we know how to guide you, to lead you, to get to you the answers to your question. So don't keep stress for too long. Approach someone that you can talk to. Okay. Any other comments before I move to the next one? The next one is, how do you currently deal with others' emotions? I know some response say, I don't care with others' emotion. Maybe I would say with others that you care of. How do you currently deal with them? If they're angry, what do you do? If they are fearful, if they're sad, what do you do? Okay, I want to touch on the word sad maybe. If you see someone sad, what do you do? Anyone?
Talk to them.
Talk to them, okay? All right, yes, at least they have somebody to talk to, right? Minimum is talk to them. Of course, we can figure out in what way you can talk to them, okay? Again, I don't suggest you ask them, why are you sad? Oh, that's not a good question, okay? Again, something that may not come naturally right now, but you say, I see that as if you're sad. Want to share with me? What's in your mind right now? That's a more subtle way of doing it. Okay, what else? If you see someone sad.
Kairunisa says, let them cool down or stop crying, then we can start to talk.
Okay, this is slightly different from anger. Someone who's sad, okay, sometimes if they don't know how to manage themselves, they will keep crying and crying and crying, or they can keep sad and it takes a long time. Right? So time is not really a medicine for sadness. It can go worse. It can go worse. Sad because they keep inside themselves something that they are feeling about. If you want to help them, you need to do something. What is it?
Okay, there are two more responses.
Okay.
To your previous question.
Oh, okay.
SM said, just listen to them. Chicken says, a penny for your thought. I know it's old school in bracket, is it?
Yeah, that's okay. Then you must be careful how you approach. The guy is really sad and crying. Is it a penny for your thought?
And Morni Yahya says, be a good listener and show empathy.
In many cases, okay, the listener first. Many cases like that, yeah, anger and sadness, you can be a good listener. Sometimes you need to prompt some questions for sadness, especially because they're not open up unless they feel comfortable with you. Now, what was the word, man? The magic word? And again, if there's a chocolate, I'll give it to you.
Empathy?
Empathy. That's the one that we want to address after this. So for people who are sad, you need to show empathy, which is slightly different from sympathy, okay? So we'll tackle that empathy in a short while. Okay, but of course, what you cannot do when someone is crying, you don't laugh, okay? When people are crying, don't make jokes. You empathize with them. At this time, I just want to say, show that you are sad too. Show that you are sad too. Show. Just keep that word. Show that you are sad too. Maybe hug the person if you can hug, or just touch the shoulder. Sometimes touching will elevate the sadness. Okay, let's move on. Enhancing self-regulation. Remember just now in the self-awareness, self-regulation, this is what it is. I extract this from 7 Habits, having self-control. This is where somebody also said just now, you are not in control of the outcome, but you are in control of what you do. Exactly this. Proactive means do what is within your control. Do what is within your control. And if you add Einstein, that doesn't work, do something else. Okay, so that's what is be proactive. So here you have a stimulus. I just explained first. You have stimulus. You have a choice of how you want to feel. You have the choice of how you want to act, and then you respond accordingly. And the key to this again is self-awareness. Self-awareness. Now, if you don't use the self-awareness, something happens, and you feel angry, you jump up the roof and you shout at a guy. That is a response without being proactive. You're not aware of it. So if you are aware of it, stimulus, you feel somebody is making you angry, and then you feel your blood rushing to your face. Then you say, okay, I'm feeling angry. Awareness, awareness first. I'm feeling angry. Okay, what is the right thing for me to do now? Should I shout at him? What happens if I shout to him? There's other keys down there, but I'm just telling you self-awareness first. When you're aware, then you are more rational. Then you're aware, then say, okay, I will take some time to cool down first, then I'll respond. Like that, rather than just jumping straight away, shouting at that person straight away. So self-awareness is important. And then you have a choice. Should I get angry or should I not? That sounds like funny, yeah? You can decide whether you want to be angry or not. Yes, but that's true. You choose. Again, this is maybe a revelation to you that nothing can make you angry unless, but you choose for yourself to be angry. Now I think you can understand. You have a choice to be angry or not to be angry. I use anger here for example. They could also apply to be sadness, to be fear, to be anything. You are in control of what you choose to feel. Just remember that. So the next time you want to feel angry, say, should I be angry? Like I said, it's okay to choose to be angry. Like somebody is doing something wrong, or your subordinate is doing something wrong, or if your boss is doing something wrong, can you be angry? Then you choose choose whether you want to leave the job or want to keep the job, right? So that's your choice too. Okay. So that is self-regulation. That is, you choose how you want to feel. Your feeling is your own choice. Just remember that. The feeling is your own choice. And the key is self-awareness. You are aware, I am going to be angry. You're aware, I'm feeling sad right now. Are you aware, I am worried? Once you're aware, then you know what to do already. We have given you some indications, or you have found out yourself how to solve those problems. Any questions, any input from here? Be proactive is just basically saying that you are responsible for your own feelings, or for your own emotions, for your own actions. So this will refrain you from blaming others. You made me angry. No, nobody makes you angry. Okay, you choose to be angry. Okay, move on. Okay, let's move on. This is the word empathy. Listen to the definition of empathy very carefully. Okay, understand the feeling of others without getting involved in that feeling. That's very important. Without getting involved in that feeling, you understand. For example, when someone is sad just now, okay, empathy means you understand that he or she is sad. Of course, you can ask questions that you can understand better. However, don't take that sadness inside you. She is sad, therefore I need to be sad. No. If you want to help her, then you cannot have that same feeling. You understand that she feels like that, therefore you find out why she sad, and then you can help her. But if she's crying and you're crying, who's gonna help, right? And nobody's gonna help. So, oh, you're crying, I'm sad about this, I'm also sad, let's be sad together. Then you're not gonna help that person. So empathy is understanding the feeling of others. Understanding, maybe in the engineer sense, understanding the root cause of that feeling without you yourself getting attached to that feeling. And now, to be a counselor, to be a coach, this is very important. So when someone share with you his problem or her problem, don't get yourself entangled into that problem. You must see it from the third perspective. However, you must empathize. Show that you understand their problems. This is very important for counselors and coach as well, especially when someone of the opposite sex tells you about the problem of their love or their marriage, something like that. They're feeling. Sometimes we get attached to it, then we have a problem. Okay, so you have to detach yourself from the other person in that aspect. Any question about empathy? You have to understand this very well so that you can help the other person if you want to. Now, the key to empathy is this: observe. Like I say, observe the expression of the face, observe the emotion, listen to what they say. Now, here I am not, I will not go into detail about skills of listening and so on, because that's quite involved. In my actual training, I will share how to listen empathetically, how to listen carefully, how to listen not just to the words, but also to the feeling behind those words. And then you reflect. Now, the reflect here, as I was writing it, is quite powerful. It has two senses. To reflect is to absorb, to observe and listen and reflect in your mind. What is the feeling of this person? Reflect on your mind, what can be done about his emotion or her feelings. Reflect here also, what was it? Suddenly I lose that, the other side of reflect. Reflect it in your emotion, in your facial expression, your behavior. Like I just say, if they are sad, show, empathy by not laughing, by actually showing that you also understand their feeling of sadness. You reflect that you understand their feeling. People are sad, who are fear, you reflect, you understand by your behavior, by your facial expression. Okay, that's empathy. Anybody? No? Break state? Okay. Okay, let's break state. I want to share with you what happens to this person yesterday that I saw his change of mood. So we went to lunch together. As we were walking, I don't even talk about his issue. We talk about something else of common interest. And no, he still doesn't have a smile on his face. So as we were eating and he started to loosen down a bit, so I listened to his feeling. Now, when you want to understand people, you don't ask too many whys. Just say, now what's bothering you? And don't give solutions. What do you think the other person is expecting? Like he says, his boss is giving him directions that he doesn't understand. So I share with him a little bit about bosses, because I wrote a book about how to deal with difficult bosses. So I share with him a little bit, just share. I'm not telling him to ask him to do that. So I share, boss are like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay. So he started to soften up a bit. Then I say, okay, how do you think you can deal with this now? So he started to think and loosen up. And at the end, he was smiling and he was laughing. And he's now, today I saw him, he's back to his normal self. but also today because his boss is not in the office lah. So maybe when his boss is back tomorrow, I will see how that affects. I shared with him, and he knows that he needs to be open with his boss. If he doesn't understand, ask. He needs to understand also what his boss' intention is. For example, it's not a real case. Example, he says, "Hey, you don't meddle around with this case, some of the case." So he takes it as if, hey, I don't get involved. No, but that's not what his boss really means. He wants to mean that before you meddle around, you must know your facts first. Something like that. Okay, so I made one person smile yesterday, and the smile goes a long way, right? But of course, there's another topic in coaching and counseling. Basically, don't try to solve people's problem by telling them what to do. Let them guide them on how to do that. Okay, anything else? Yeah, any inputs, man?
No, nothing.
Okay, good. Let's move on. This thing doesn't want to move on. Okay. This thing is also stuck on the same page. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's do this again.
Sorry, Doctor.
Yes.
Previously you talked about stress, right?
Yes.
How we want to increase our stress tolerance?
How do you want to increase about stress tolerance? First of all, you understand the cause of stress.
Okay.
Okay, what are some of the causes of stress?
I don't know.
Sorry?
Sorry, Doctor?
Yeah. What are some of the causes of stress that you know of?
Stress management.
What are some of the causes? Causes means reasons. Apa sebab stress?
Cause. Maybe from work, from
Too much work, right?
from kids, from our spouse.
Okay. All right. So the kids are asking you too much question. What is that? The dad is a bird. What is that? Dad is a bird. That causes you stress, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? The advertisement, huh? The
Yeah.
Dutch ladies. Okay, good. So many causes of stress. From what we have gone through so far, what have you understand about how to manage stress?
Sorry?
From what we have gone so far,
Uh,
what have you understood about how do we manage stress?
how to manage stress.
Anyone else also can Bajin. Okay, one of the things that we said was know what is it that you are concerned about, what you're worried about, and find out what are the things that you can do about it. Okay. So, and of course, at the bottom line, if you still can't do anything, go see someone who can advise you, like counselor or coach or your close friends. Okay, that is just how to manage the stress. Now, how to be resilient in the stress. After you have gone through many of those episodes, then you become like, oh, okay, I have this stress, I know how to manage it. Then you can go through that stress easily. Okay, so it's like exercise. First time you do the exercise is hard, but after you've gone through so many times, then it's like piece of cake. So the same thing with stress. After you have been able to solve a few maybe small stresses, when a big one come in, you are resilient already. You know how to manage that stress. So to do that, you have to overcome the small one first. Understand what it is and how to manage it. I hope that helps.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Anything? Yeah.
There are two responses in the chat, I think,
Okay.
to your question about how to manage.
Mhm.
One is from Anne. She says, set good boundaries.
Mhm.
Okay. And then another one is from Khairunisa. She says, firstly, need to identify the causes.
Okay. That's There's a scientific way of doing it, Nisa, that find the cause, and then, like I say, the stress could be a cause of worry. Then find out the cause. The causes can be from sebab-sebab, can be because of your children, asking question too often. Maybe one of the ways is to set a time with them. This is the time for learning. Or motivate yourself. Wow, my children can ask questions and they want to learn, and should be motivated to teach them. So change the word from worry or from concern or from stress to something that can please you. What was the first one just now? Lost my trail of thought. N from N. Is it N?
Yeah.
What is it?
Set good boundaries.
Yes, that's a good one too. This is maybe the principle of Alfred Newman just now. Worry not worries until worry worries you. That's your boundary. Why do I worry about that? Why do I worry about it's going to rain? Leave it there, I'll stay at home. So, that's a good way of doing it. Don't worry. You set your worry until a certain limit. You worry about your money, you want to buy a new car. So the boundary is, okay, I will not worry until I get enough money to pay deposit. Then they said, your worry will go away. That's a good one, And set a boundary. All right, good. Lagi? Tak ada?
Tak ada.
Alamak, when I move my cursor, it goes into this. I don't know whether you see this menu or not. How do I get rid of the menu? Okay, it will disappear after a while. But anyway, again, this is an exercise of facial expression. Somehow it has man and woman, so that you're familiar with both. And on top there, if you can see, it's normal, 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100% of that emotion. And we want to guess. Under the normal facial expression, maybe you can't predict, but if you're sensitive, slight change in the expression, you can already tell. Let's go through the first one, the male model 1. Okay, that is the second expression already start to show the emotion. What do you think it is? This is an exercise for you to be familiar. Just quickly, 1 or 2 answers. The male model 1, what expression do you think? What emotion does he have?
Look like he want to get
Tired.
mad.
He's tired. He wants to get what?
Get mad.
He wants to get mad, get angry. Anybody else? So maybe at 25%, we're not able to see it.
Tertipu lah, Doktor.
Could be directly opposite. Again, it depends on our sensitiveness to that person. So he started actually to smile. At 50%, you can already see that he's actually happy, not sad. So at the end, when he started laughing, then it's 100% you are sure that he's actually happy. Okay, the second one.
I don't judge this time, Doktor.
Okay. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Don't judge. Don't
Don't judge.
go
No,
with
you
the
need-
flow.
Go with the flow. Then you need to see what is the next one, right? How they express. Okay, maybe at 25% is not. Again, I say that if you're familiar with that person, you will be able to tell already. So, what do you think?
Angry, yeah.
He's angry already, right? At that stage, you can already see he's angry. Okay, next one.
Disgusted.
Okay, this is one is really
Crying.
disgusted.
Cry. Sad.
Sad. Okay, sad. What else? Okay, let's see. See, when you see her eyes enlarged like that,
Shock.
it's either what?
Shock. What?
Shock, surprise, or fear. One of those. I think so. I see fear. When you see eyes enlarged like that, could be 2 things. One is fear, one is surprise. So, like this, we cannot be sure also. Could be fear. Okay. Next. Still can't see, right? Okay. Now you can see already. Quickly, what is it?
Sad.
Sad,
Crying.
yeah. Almost crying already, right? Sad. Almost crying. Okay, so now if you like, again, like I said, you need to train yourself to see a person's expression, especially your boss, huh? You need to know when he's angry. My boss before, my room is just next to him. And at that time we have phones, fixed line phone. If he wants to see me, he has a secretary, I have a secretary. So he has several ways of doing things. If he wants to see me, he could call his secretary to tell my secretary that he wants to see me, or he can use the phone and say, Dr. Khairi, come into my room, I want to talk to you. But what he does when he's angry, he says, Dr. Khairi, come here at this time. Then I know he's angry already, even without looking at his face. Of course, when I come to his face, to his room, you know what I see he's doing? He's putting his head on his, you can see me, right? Can you see me? Putting his head on his bald head and say, what have you done? Then I know he's angry already. So sometimes the facial expression, the voice, the body language, you can know already.
Angry.
He's angry. So just listen lah. Listen. Yeah. Now, some of us have the tendency to say, sorry, boss. Because he's angry, you say, sorry, boss. Refrain from doing that. Huh? When someone is angry, if you say sorry, sometimes he will overtake that and say, what are you sorry about? Or he even go more angry, because he feels that he's in the right place. So the best way is to listen, understand, give him time. So refrain from the word sorry. But at the end, if you understood him already and he's cooled down, then you give him the reason and you can apologize at the end. Sorry that,
Okay.
do that. Yeah. Okay. Is that your answer?
So,
okay.
Sorry. So if in case like someone we just met one or twice and then he's angry, he or she is angry. So it's better just to listen
Yes.
to his rumbling or her rumbling, and then after that ask what is the problem, is it? What is the matter?
Depends on your tone of word. You say, what's the problem? He becomes more angry. Oh, what seems to be the problem? It must be, okay, you just listen to him, okay? And the medicine of anger is, again, time, right? So listen to him, and very soon, unless he's really an aggressor, he will cool down, and then you can ask, okay, is there anything that that I do that cause you to be angry, like that, like? Then he will say, yeah. Sorry.
That is between your colleagues or people that you know, is it?
Okay, sometimes okay, I'll give you
Let's say you bump into a situation outside, out of your circle of friends. So,
Okay, I give you an example. In fact, there's a video on this as well, where the person is acting like, actually the person had a camera. Somebody takes his picture. He provoked that person, the other person, to be angry. Someone he doesn't know on the street, provoke that person to be angry, and then he just say, did I do something to make you angry? So that person will say, you said this, you said that, you said this. But at the end, of course, because this is a video, you say, yeah, you are actually on candid camera. And that person laugh and appreciate that. But for example, if you are walking in the mall and somebody tegur you and say, why did you drop? Maybe you drop something on the floor. Why did you throw that rubbish on the floor? So he's angry, right? Then maybe because you are not, you tak perasan kan, you're not aware that you actually dropped. Oh, did I drop something on the floor? Then I say, why you care? Why you bother? I dropped something on the floor. Of course, it makes him more angry, right? So say something that you accept what he says and explore more in a good way. Okay. That's a short answer to it. But if you have plenty of time, then we'll go deeper into that. But basically, don't provoke an angry person. They say don't provoke an angry snake. An angry snake is a snake that's not angry. Okay, don't provoke an angry person because he becomes more angry. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, man? On
No, nothing.
let's move on. Now here, I'm not going to explain body expression, this and that, because for 80% of the time they are correct, 20% of the time they're wrong. Okay. Again, this is your familiarity with the person, but in general, they say if somebody peluk tubuh, they like the middle person here. When someone is, what do you call peluk tubuh in English? Crossing his arm. When someone is crossing his arm like that, that means he's very apprehensive. So he wants to hear what you say, and if you say wrongly, and then you get angry, something like that. But that's not most of the time. Sometimes he's just feeling cold, So you need to know the situation. That's why I say you need to know the environment also before you can estimate what the other person is feeling. The other thing is when someone cekak pinggang, what's the English word for cekak pinggang? Putting the hands on the hips. That means he wants to be aggressive, but not necessarily so. Sometimes he wants to be friendly, but just put his hand there. When someone puts their hands in the pocket, like the one on the rightmost, the interpretation is that he normally have something to hide. So that could be not true. Probably his hand is cold also, or probably he's not comfortable to put his hand anywhere else. When someone like on the left there, putting her hand on the chin like that, it's like, everything that you say, I'm going to gauge you, but not necessarily. It's just like she doesn't know what to do with her hand, so she put on the chin. Right? So you really need to know the person, familiar with the person before you know exactly what they are. Sometimes you have to test. Someone peluk tubuh, are you feeling cold? However, you can use that as a guide on how you interact with that person. Whether he's open or not open, whether he's being apprehensive or whether he's anger, goes together with the facial expression. Okay, so I'll not, like I said, I'm not going to dwell deeper into that, but you can. If you have any inputs or any questions, please do so. And I know Aman is going to raise if there's any questions. Okay, we're almost towards the end. Practical applications of EI, we say understand and manage own emotion. So EI in personal life, you need to have self-care and you need to take care of relationship, okay? So for example, individuals with high emotional intelligence, you know what that is already, understand and manage his own emotion. He will have high motivation levels because he knows exactly how to manage his emotion. He knows what to do, what works for him. Remember, motivation is something that drives you. So when you know how to handle all these issues, then it can drive you to do a lot better. You have great peace of mind. That's the thing that really have emotional intelligence. You have peace of mind. For example, when someone is angry, you're not worried. Why are you worried? He's angry. When you know how to deal with him, then whether it is your spouse or with your children or your friend, then when you have you know how to handle that, that is actually a big peace of mind. You are very peaceful inside. Then the next one, individual with high EI, you will have excellent relationship with others. First of all, you will trust people more, and people will trust you more when you understand their emotions and you know what to do. You have empathy, then they trust you more. And of course, when that trust is mutual, then you have good relationships. All right, so that's good. Next is understands others' emotions and act appropriately. Ability to assist. You understand, and you, of course, you choose to assist, you can assist, or you choose to just understand, that's fine too. Okay, EI at workplace, leadership. If you're a leader, you have a high emotional intelligence, you will be able to deal with your people well. If you are subordinate, you have high emotional intelligence, you can deal with your boss well, you can deal with your colleagues well as well. And people, if your team has a high level of emotional intelligence, then you have good teamwork and you have good the productivity will be high. So great leaders with high emotional intelligence have great followers. Okay, they will follow in your footsteps of having high intelligence as well. And then team members with high emotional intelligence will have great teamwork. So they don't how you say, they don't put emphasis on emotions. Hey, you are doing this because, or why are you angry at me giving that suggestion? That will not happen. They will understand each other. Or one thing that I want to say here also is in a team, more often is that when someone do something or say something, it is that he's doing his best to do it or to say it, so that you don't shoot him right away. Understand where he's coming from, then you will deal better with the team. For example, always in a discussion with my team, used to be, there's always one person who seems to be very negative. We can't do that. Hey, why we want to do that? What happens if this happens? Wow, some people want to get angry already. But after that, I pull her on the side after the team finished. Show me the reason that you are concerned about all this, that you're raising all these negative things that people perceive as being negative. And she said, Dr. Khairil, if I don't raise those issues, nobody is going to raise. And if we have a problem later, then we say, hey, how come nobody raised the issues? So based on that fact, now that I have coffee, I can drink. Based on that fact, no, I don't mind to be perceived as negative, but I want to do the best for the team. So he's doing his best. So when you find someone who is like that appears to be negative, appears to be doing something that's not correct, don't shoot them right away. Just think that they are doing their best right now for the team. And then if you still don't understand, pull him aside and ask the questions. Okay, next is at the organization level. Organizations with people who with high emotional intelligence will have high productivity level. When you have great leaders, great followers, great team members, then your productivity will increase. Okay, we're coming towards the end. Let's recapitulate very quickly. And if anything here, then say, hey, I'm hearing this the first time. Or you say, I want to ask the question just now, but I was afraid to ask now. So we say emotional intelligence is having the ability to understand and manage own emotions and the emotions of others. Now, when we say manage own emotions, you understand what it is. When we say manage the emotion of others, two things. Number one, you know how to relate to him by showing empathy, by having empathy, or by understanding his emotions and behave accordingly, or you can manage his emotions by helping him or her on her emotions. Okay, so that's what emotional intelligence is. Again, emotional intelligence is not just about thinking. It's not just about understanding, but about your actions to it. Key to understanding emotion is awareness, self-awareness. Key to understanding emotion is self-awareness. Basically, that's it. If you are feeling something and then you need to be aware, what is the reason for me to feel this way? Or if others is having emotion, then you first understand how you feel towards that emotion, and then you can self-awareness in that case also when you interact with other people is self-awareness on how you interact, how you ask the questions, how you behave. Okay. Indicators of state of emotions, ways of speaking. Ways of speaking is how they speak, the tone of speaking, the words that they use. Like just now, what was it? I forgot what was the exact one that says meluat. Menyampah. Kalau kalau your girlfriend says, I menyampah lah kat you. So that doesn't really mean she menyampah. She actually likes you. So way of speaking and the words that they use also sometimes you can indicate the emotions that they have. Their facial expressions, body gestures, but again, you can just guess, and your guess will get better if you are more familiar with that person. And if you're not sure, just ask. Ask in a good way. Okay. To manage our emotions, again, awareness come up there. You are aware first. If there is a stimulus, you choose what kind of response you want to choose, and then respond accordingly. Something is making you worry. You choose to be worried. Okay, I can be worried for a while. Let me find out what's the solution. Then take actions on that worry. Okay. Same thing with anger. We talk a lot about anger because it's the most common problem. And then sadness also. So in all the emotions that I have, the first thing that you think, it's okay for me to feel this way. Now, do I choose? What are the actions that I choose? You must be aware, consciously choosing that action. Okay. To manage our own emotion, okay. To manage others' emotion is again awareness and empathy. Empathy is understanding the other person's emotion without getting involved in that emotion. Then high emotional intelligence results in all those things that we just covered just now. High motivation level, high productivity, good relationship, excellent relationship. Anybody wants to make any comments on that? Anything that is not clear? I hope you have taken something away after this discussion workshop. Something that you can hold on to that can help you in managing your emotions and managing others' emotions, understanding your own emotions, understanding of others' emotions, your emotional intelligence level, your EI level, or your EQ, your emotional quotient level has gone higher. Okay. If there's no further comment, we'll move to the next one. I can understand because everybody is looking at the watch and say, okay, we'll finish before 1 o'clock. All right.
That's one comment from Karuni Sarjala. I just read it to you. Clear, full stop. I got something today. Thanks, Dr. Harry.
Okay. I was going to say you make me happy, but I'm saying now that I choose to be happy by your remarks. You understand the difference, right?
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
All right. My question is this. Between stimulus and response, there's a choice. We are aware that we can make a choice towards the stimulus and response accordingly, respond accordingly.
Right.
The question is this: the choice that we make, Nikan, how do we choose? Okay. On what basis? Or what's the reference point to make the choice?
There are actually 4 elements underneath that self-awareness. But I will not go into too much details. But one of it is that when you choose, you estimate what is the consequences of that. For example, you choose to be angry. What is the consequences of the other person? If the other person is someone who is aggressive, the consequences probably you get a punch in the face. Then don't be angry with that person. If that person is your child, for example, when you get angry, she will understand why you get angry and behave accordingly the next time. Then you choose to be angry. So one is to understand the consequences of your choice, and there are other things, 3 or 4 more items, but that's one that's big one. So you choose to be sad, you choose to shout, you choose to say nicely, you choose to say sorry. Then again, just now I told you, right? You understand the consequences of saying sorry. So it's basically deeper than awareness and making a choice. When you make a choice, understand the consequences of your choice. And there are 3, 4 other elements which I will not go here in the full training. Maybe I will go to that. Okay. So understand the consequences. Is that for now okay, man? Want some more? Want some more? I have to attend the full course. Okay. Any other things? Okay. Here is not really an advertisement, but if you're keen, then and since we have a group, I will keep you in touch of what's going to happen next, and you can share with your friends as well. So moving forwards on developing emotional intelligence, I normally conduct a 2-day interactive sessions. If it is face-to-face, it's even more interactive. Online like this is not so effective, but can still manage. And there will be a lot of case studies, a lot of practical applications of having emotional intelligence. You know now the benefits of having a high emotional intelligence. Then in the 2-day session, it will be even more. And then I will share with you on NLP. Just now I shared a little bit. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Understand how the mind works and managing the emotions based on that understanding of how the mind works. And then the third one, getting rid of negative emotions. Just now we say how to overcome fear, how to become anger. Then in the 2-day session, I also can demonstrate to you how to overcome phobia and other things. Conditioning the mind to become more productive. How you condition your mind to be positive, how you can condition your mind to have more results from what you do that's productive. Okay. And then lastly, strengthening emotions with people that matters. Strengthening the relationship with people that matters. Of course, there are people out there which you really don't care what happens to them. But if it is your spouse, your children, your good friends, your boss, your subordinates, your team members, how you can strengthen the relationship. Here, maybe at this time, I'm going to say, well, like strengthening your relationship with your boss or your subordinates, not to become friendly with them, go to lunch together and stuff like that. Subordinate and boss relationship, that's a slightly different thing. And relationship with your spouses, with your children, with other people, is you handle it differently. And many more, ... Okay, so there will be a lot more actions in there. Any questions on this? No? Okay, let's move on to the next. Short. Any other discussion? But it's not the end yet, huh? Anything that's burning in your mind or in your head that you want to ask but are afraid to ask? No? We are in the WhatsApp group. We can continue discussion in the WhatsApp group if you want. If you want to leave, yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
How to face someone who have a dendam.
Okay. That's tough, huh?
For example, our colleague ke kan, kalau dia macam tak berapa suka dengan kita.
Actually, honestly, that's hard. That's very hard. So because sometimes I feel not the current boss lah, the previous boss. Previous boss ni ada dendam kat kita buat silap sikit kan?
Same.
Oh yeah.
Same here.
Itu how to face them.
So with the boss,
What's the best medicine?
What I do is, if you think they dendam us with something that we did, then avoid what we have done. For example, when my boss dendam with something that I made a mistake, okay, I realized that mistake. So in future, I avoid making that mistake and do the opposite thing. So sooner or later, that dendam will die down. Same thing with
This one.
Was that again? Was it?
This one, I tell you, based from my experience, this one will try to do too many things, cut you off everything because, of course, you understand where she comes from and where you are. This is something like a new boss, So sometimes they feel threatened because you know much more of the operations than the other person.
If you know that is a cost, you know what you do? You do the opposite. Don't tunjuk yang you pandai sangat. Ask the opinion from her. What should I do in this case? Something like that. Be humble. Be humble.
Yeah. We do. But then
some people
what
is their nature. Now for that
their
one,
nature.
my end point is this. When it is like that, I say that's their problem. That's not my problem.
True.
Because you do something. If it doesn't work, do something else. If it doesn't work, do something else. So sometimes if it still doesn't work,
Yeah.
then I take the Alfred Newman's philosophy. Why worries until it worries you? So if it doesn't, and worst come to us, if it is your boss, what choice do you have?
Leave lah.
Yes, leave the boss.
Leave the boss.
Yeah. In fact,
Well, I did that, and I left the company, and thank God lah, Alhamdulillah. You have less headache,
yeah.
and eventually that person, the ex-boss also, he got what he deserves lah.
Jangan you pula
Allah
berdendam.
return the favor to him. She had her favor back.
But you jangan berdendam kat dia pula.
No, I don't. But nevertheless, whatever it is, when we do bad things to people, it will always return. You see it all.
Sometimes they say it's the law of karma.
Yes.
Be careful of that. That's good. So in many cases, people say they leave a company because of the boss. So that's sometimes it's true. That's why I get worried also when people left my organization or my department. So I always look at it. Is there anything that I did? I am humble. Ask him. No, it's not you. It's because I get a better challenge, better pay somewhere else, something like that. Okay. Any other questions or inputs or anything that you want to share with us? Okay, let's move on. If you have anything else, then you. All right. Now, these evaluations, again, I give you in the chat. You need to do this, yeah? You need to answer this for HRDF evaluation from participants. In this case, for me to be accredited, you need to answer very simple questions as honestly as you can. Okay, copy. Then I go into, how do I go into that again? Okay, I'll stop sharing first. I go into chat. Yeah, paste. Then I send. Okay. There is only 13 of us now. Okay, whoever remains, please do a simple thing in the survey form there. And the one that is important is for you to write your name. It's not that I want to pick you up for it, but it's for your certificate. The NTW organizer will give you a certificate on attending this training. Anybody has a problem with that link, please let me know.
I'm not seeing it in the chat yet.
Not seeing in the chat. Oh,
yeah.
I haven't sent it. Wait. You are right. I thought I clicked in that arrow. Hey, doesn't work. I click on that arrow, but it doesn't go. Does it go? Why? Do I have a limit on sending?
No, you don't. Do it again.
Control enter to send. Control enter to send. I didn't read the instruction. Does it come?
Not yet.
Keep saying that. It says keep control to send.
Can I suggest another way of doing it if you are having difficulty?
Yeah.
Show that screen where you have that link, and then everybody do a snapshot of that screen.
Or you can even do a snapshot on this, or you can, whatever you see on the chat as well. But I'm wondering why does it do that? Okay, I will share screen first, right?
Then we can, yeah, then we can take a snapshot of it.
Share screen. Okay. And then I go to the slide, open it up, and
Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
Then do it. Maybe we have about 5 minutes. You can do that, please. Otherwise, if you say I'm going to do it later.
By the way, in the chat, Izwan has already shared that link in the chat.
Oh, okay. Izwan,
Then you can click there and go directly to that
Thank
page.
you. Thank you. You are very nice. I give you two chocolates. Okay. Okay. Let's give ourselves another 4 minutes or so at most. I can monitor, right? Maybe people have responded, but it's okay. I'll leave that later. I hope I get 12, at least 12 evaluations here.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
This is regarding the certificate, the technicalities of it.
Yeah.
The certificate, if I understand correctly, comes from the HRD Corporation, right?
Yes.
It would be sent out to people who have registered for this program through the NTW portal.
Right.
That's how the HRD Corporation captures the names and email addresses and all that.
Correct.
There are, I don't know, there might be people who are here who did not register, but they got the link outside of the system and they can come in. So these people, my question is, are they going to get the cert or not?
They will not get a certificate, but if you want a certificate of attendance from me, I can generate one. But yeah, you're right. If they don't register, because these participants are all approved by the organizer of the training, so they're all registered already, so they'll get the certificate from them. However, I mean, if you don't get that and you really want to get a certificate from me, then somebody just come in. Right? Man, admit that.
Yeah, I already SM.
Okay. Oh, SM went out for a while. Okay. Then we can generate. Actually, I'm doing this under another group, so they can probably provide a certificate. I will ask them.
Okay, fine.
Okay, good. Okay, I think everybody has done that. Now, if possible, maybe 2 or 3 of you, if you don't mind. Oops, I want to escape this. Should I stop sharing? I should stop sharing, right? Okay, I want to get 3 testimony on record. You're recording now, right, man? Man?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yes, I am recording.
Okay. So if you don't mind, just do your testimony about how you feel about training, whether you have learned, and maybe mention 1 or 2 things that you've learned from here. Just a couple of sentences, if you don't mind. Maybe Izwan, start.
Thank you, Doctor, for the session today. So I learned banyak lah kan, especially on emotional intelligence and emotional the difference between EI, EQ, and I know that the key point to master EI is awareness, like the last. So to untuk have a good EI, we need to actually we can develop our EI actually, and it's like our muscle, right?
Excellent.
It's like our muscle. We can train. We can train actually.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent, Izzat. Okay, maybe one or two more, please. Okay, Lane, want to say something? No?
I learn, excuse me.
Ah,
I
okay,
learn
yeah. Yes, Ellen.
I learn that we
Tell me.
can't control the things around us, issues around us. It's just how we manage them. So before this, I was a bit how do you call? I quite worry. I tend to worry a lot, and I have this how do you call it? Temper.
Fear. Ah, okay,
I'm a
okay.
slightly lah, not slightly actually.
Mm.
Before this, so
Okay.
because I realized that one thing. Hey, after an experience, I realized you cannot control things that happen around us. So you just have to let it go. Look at it as a small. What I mean, like you don't take it too hard on yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then it's just that how you try to after that try to find a solution to it,
Very
you
good.
know tend to mellow down lah nowadays.
Yep. Okay. Good. Great. So I think something else that you learn also is that you do what you can control. What you cannot control, you cannot control, right? Okay. One more maybe. Have I heard anything from Chloe? Sam, you just came in again. Anything that you want to, as a sort of testimony, what you learned from here and what you take away from this session?
Can I add some more, Doctor?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
I think the very something very valuable today is you teach us how to ask a question if you are angry, which is first one is to tell yourself that it's okay to be angry, and second one is I'm in control of my anger, and the third one is I will let I will only get angry for only for 5 minutes. I think that's a good lesson.
I'm happy you noted that down and you remember
you.
that. Very good. Okay, last chance. Anybody else want to say something? I'll count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, otherwise I will go ahead and share the last screen. Just to conclude. Okay, I would like to thank you very much for your presence here. And I hope you have learned something that's valuable that can make your life better. You can understand emotions, your own emotions and other emotions better. And keep calm and be the best of what you are. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. With what we have learned, I hope it will be useful to you. All right. Have a good day.
Bye.